And so I didn't have anything cool to say there. Damn it, I gotta work on my intros. Curtain up. An old elven tower. 4 folks watching their inevitable demise march from the north, as their inevitable demise lurks in an old troll lair, and their inevitable demise is currently respawning. Welcome back to Kingmaker. Fun times with great power comes great TPKs, but we haven't done it yet. Thank you all for your support on Patreon, keeping us pandemic-proof and helping me have the coolest job on planet Earth. It is an honor, a privilege, a pleasure. I do enjoy it with y'all. Last time, we got a new best friend, and certainly he won't be in Kingmaker Part 2, and this part of the Stolen Lands becomes the territory of a red dragon in the wake of everyone's death from old age. That kind of thing. We're all humans. No one's going to outlive him. Somebody bring back an elf so they can just sit on the dragon. But last time, got ourselves a little babby dragon friend. We have gone a little more aggressive in our search of the Stolen Lands for where might they be hiding a lich, hoping against hope that we can get there before the end of the respawn time. I guess for the in-character reflection and for that hero point, I will.
Senya would like to go first.
Good. Do it. Make it so.
Okay, so this is... I have one written up.
Sorry, I just saw the banter. God damn it, Grant. Okay, go ahead. Proceed.
So this is a little bit in the past, before we set out to the Elven Tower, kind of like right before we set out, like we're still in town. Senya opens the doors to Boar's Head Tavern and stands at the threshold for a moment. Her presence interrupts the hum of conversation only fleetingly, and then the townfolk pay her no further heed. She finds an empty stool by the bar and orders an ale from the barkeep. The place seems a lot less raucous with Kalira gone. The woman was a bully and at times insufferable, but you could peek through her mean exterior and get a glimpse of someone who was constantly scared. Kalira knew how to use terror before it could be used against her, perhaps a little too well and a little too often. She swung her sword first and asked questions later, and her solution to everything was to split it in half. She didn't know how to accept or give a compliment, and she didn't know how to accept a gift or share in the glory of battle. Senya recalls the first time she saw Kalira's display of prowess. When they set the trap for Krussel's bandits at Oleg's old outpost, as she struggled to keep her own composure together through the rush of adrenaline and fight off several bandits at the center of the outpost, she saw Kalira charge at the ringleader from around the corner and split him nearly in half. She carried that battle. She remembers with fondness Kalira's insatiable appetite and how she would eat practically everything. The woman would always have a bowl of porridge or one of those moon radishes in her hand. She remembers the time that Kalira ate one of the mushrooms at Baken's garden, and another time one of those fangberries that he sent them to collect. Her stomach seemed to have been made of iron, as the effect of poisons, however mild, didn't seem to faze her. She remembers another time that the half-elf woman stripped naked and ran into the hot springs up north with wild glee before the giant toads appeared from under the water and their presence threatened to swallow her whole. That didn't seem to bother her in the slightest, and she fought off the frogs with nothing but her blade. She recalls another time that the Sootscale tribe threw a feast for them, and they cracked open barrels of old dwarven ale, and Kalira challenged her to a drinking contest, and the revelry they had one-upping each other before one of them ended passing out, and both ended up with a raging hangover the following day. Yes, Kalira had a lot of faults, but Senya would be lying to herself if she didn't admit to missing some part of her. She emptied the tankard of ale in one go and slammed the empty vessel on the bar. Here's to you, War Sister. I hope you find your place wherever you end up. I play Senya, the Last Black Stag, a Kelid Geminate Invoker Barbarian, level 9.
And you have a hero point and wonderful, splendid A+. Who would like to follow it up? I see there is a dibs on last in the private chat. Don't make me roll for it.
You're up, though.
All right. My second written one for the day.
Damn.
Don't you dare.
Just kidding. The town of Rooston grows quiet as evening sets upon it. Supplies that had been delivered by the Hell Knights were distributed, and repairs had begun in earnest. But it would take many days. Okay, that's. No. I'm playing Cato Sicarius, the mostly swashbuckler human, who now has a baby dragon hanging out with him. So yeah, that's not gonna come back and bite him, no pun intended, in the future. But we'll see what happens. It's a cool little, very, very happy. Yeah, what to say about Cato right now? Oh, I think this is the first time I've ever been completely strapped for reflection. He's very troubled. So, having finally reached this Elven Tower, he felt, actually, I know exactly how he feels. He had this this kind of this tingling feeling. You you have this gnawing feeling in the back of your neck that like almost like a hunch, like you really should be, you really should do something, or you should really, look into something. It's bothering you. You're not quite sure why, but it's important. He had this feeling about the Elven Tower, and so made it a priority that the party set out to explore. And lo and behold, upon arriving at the tower and climbing it and looking out from its outlook, we spotted troops from Restov marching across the road as if it was, Cato doesn't believe in coincidences, so perhaps it was fate that we would climb the tower at this exact point in time to see the marching troops before, they disappeared into the night. So, he feels kind of uneasy about the situation. Concordia is in no position to go to battle with Rostov, and so certainly that's, we hope it does not come to that. Certainly, if they are eyeing the south, perhaps a parley can be established, but this thought is secondary on his mind, obviously, to the immediate thoughts of the immediate threats of the Lich. And as we are here, we haven't found any direct leads. He believes it is time to set out and continue our investigation.
Alrighty, the hero point is yours, my lord. And God, that had weird stronghold vibes, and I didn't mean for it to, but there we are. The
Not
hero
enough
point
wood,
is yours.
my lord.
Not enough RP, my lord. More stone shape needed. The castle falls apart.
Yep.
That would be. I think I have that downloaded somewhere if anyone wants to die miserable deaths at some point. But I think by process of elimination, it goes to the man, the myth, the tax master.
Yo.
I can't think of that Tenacious D lyric about mind bullets, but there we are. God damn it. With mind bullets! And that's as far as I
pretty
can
much
get.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Really
I do anything for you. I realize now that a little bit of Bakken's voice has in fact come from Jack Black, and I didn't mean for it to. I'd do anything for you, Sicarius mind bullets! Oops, psychic levels. Anyway, I'm rambling. On you go.
So I'm playing Arcturus. I'm a human of Cheliax descent. I'm an Inquisitor of Abadar, and there's a lot that happened last session. Actually, when you really think about it, So it's kind of weird because out of character, I had so much time to sort of make my peace with what happened with Clear, but in character, of course, it would have been very like whoa. And certainly in character, Kalira and I had a lot of issues. When I have some more, like when the circumstances are a little more, if they are ever allow for it, I'd have some downtime to reflect on this a little more clearly. But yeah, we had plenty of in character, issues, Kalira and Arcturus, and I will not miss her. Arcturus will not miss her at all. I think that's fair to say. Out of character, of course, Tibor, if you're listening, I miss you. But in character, yes, it's certainly something that I do not. I will not shed any tears over. I think I, in fact, strongly suspect that we'll be seeing her again in some sort of negative fashion, because that is in fact seems to just be our lot in life. We're made to suffer. Then honestly, I don't know. I'm torn on which is like, that's definitely the bigger deal from a meta perspective, but from the perspective of what I'm more bothered by is the Grand Theft egg pulled off in front of me. I'm actually, character-wise, I'm actually really bothered by that. I can't help but see this dragon as stolen property. So I'm a little uncomfortable around the dragon. I'm a little uncomfortable around the circumstances surrounding the acquisition of the dragon. When I have a moment, I would like to track down the merchant and perhaps pay them on our behalf, on the kingdom's behalf, because I really I'm pretty miffed about what happened there. Fortunately, in character, I don't know that my fellows were complicit in a way, but yeah, I'm certainly annoyed with Jubilost and Bakken, but at the same time, I know how they are, so it's not terribly surprising, but upsetting certainly. And in a more civilized era, I would probably, and then were I in a position to actually make an issue out of it, I certainly would. But we have bigger issues, and I'm certain that they'll be showing themselves anytime now. So, the end.
The end, and Vorticai shows up and nukes all of you in your sleep. Oopsie, sorry about it, but good hero point for you, buddy. And do we have the mostly human occultist mostly back to her seat?
Well, kind of. Esker's taking care of my food for me, so, you know.
A+.
Because, of course, the oven beeped, like, right as he was finishing his reflection.
Nice.
And with that, Ionia Essel, mostly human occultist. Minoru the dog, mostly dog.
Now you make me want to put, like, some weird, I don't even know what, but, like, some kind of template that, no, it's now a Fey dog. Haha. Mostly dog.
Technically wolf dog, I think, so.
Yeah. Mostly dog, but kind of also wolf.
Yeah.
Canis lupus!
Something like that. Yeah, so, not really too bothered about the loss of Kalira. We've lost many, in Ionia's opinion, better men and women over the course of this campaign. A little concerned about what that's gonna mean moving forward, because I know there had been an offer posed to Kalira from Vorticai, so I'm a little concerned that maybe she's gonna go sell out all of our secrets and weaknesses. Not that Vorticai doesn't already know those anyways, because liches. Beyond that, obviously was excited to get up and explore this tower, looking out over the stolen lands from these heights. There's so much that piques my curiosity that I'm very interested in, but as we grow and our kingdom grows, we also have responsibilities beyond just discovering what's out there and gaining knowledge. And I'm very concerned about those Brevin troops. I think that's definitely something we need to take a little more seriously. And with that, probably will reach out once again to I can't remember his name. It's my ancestor I'd spoken with before, and see if he might have some insight as to if they are going to be a problem for us or not. And that's me today.
That's you today. All right, cool. Hero points all around as we dive in. I suppose first question, because I need to be in the habit of asking this, because you never know when a lich is going to show up while you're camping, nuke the person on watch, and TPK all of you. I'm just going to let everyone sit with that for a moment. Does anyone have anything else they want to do tonight?
Yes, I would like to do that. Contact outsider.
Yes, occultist things. Okay, and so do you do this in full view of everybody?
No, I'll find some privacy.
Okay. So then everybody watches Ionia like excuse herself to really calling this like Amansul is not the worst, because that's also an old elven tower and we've gone full circle. But there's probably like some like upper level that's still like intact enough to hold you, or like step behind a pillar, or even like there's not really a trail to go down, but you could probably find like a different cliff face somewhere.
Sure. I want to be like within earshot. If I close enough that if I shout for help, they'll be able to hear me, but not so close that they can hear me. Just speak at a normal tone, if possible.
Okay, sounds good.
Earmuffs, everybody.
The Red Prince puts on his earmuffs, shouts "earmuffs" at the top of that's
I don't
Bonkin's
know.
voice. I don't know what he sounds like, but does that.
Tommy, did we lose you?
Poop. I am eternal. You can never
There it
lose
is.
me. Vorticai shows up in Tommy's. I'm just going to change my name on Discord to Vorticai. And from now on, every time my computer shits itself, that's when Vorticai shows up. God, can you imagine? 4 combats that take 6 hours in one session. 3, 2, 1, go. But, indeed, earmuffs on everybody. The Red Prince shouts what sounds like the word earmuffs in common, but like a toddler saying it for the first time, but also with draconic malice. So, fun. But, indeed.
So I've had less time to prepare this one. So I'll just cast my circle and have some gold ready.
Okay.
I think it takes some time, like 10 minutes or something.
Something like that. Do the meditation, the prayer, ask your ancestors for help. And I also don't remember his name, and I feel bad for having not written that down. But
Jihao Young-soon.
Jihao Young-soon appears with his little babby dragon familiar, probably like coiled up his bicep and just like stroking the chin of the little dragon. Ah, yes. Who is a good little dragon and not an evil dragon at all? Who is the avatar of peace and virtue and mercy and righteousness and is not known for burning down villages? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. Yes.
Quite all right. Great and insightful ancestor. I've called on you once again for aid. Troops march toward Abadar's Rest from Rostov. I would like to know if they mean us harm or if their business is elsewhere.
He nods thoughtfully, closes his eyes. His little babby imperial dragon goes kind of like zooming up and down his form like this. Just a weird golden nimbus of light spiraling up, down, up, down, up, down. Alrighty. So I'm super good at the mechanics and I forget things, but I think I need to roll percentage dice and he's augury ying, I think. Is that right?
Sounds right. Something like that.
He checks the mechanics because he wants to be very sure before he gives you bad information when you would be entitled, because you're spending money. To the occultist.
Oh, I got it linked to you.
Dank. That may be one of my next PCs. It's certainly in the roster, just so I can learn how this class works. I made a video about this class, and I'm still like, how it do, who this. Oh, it's in private. I see. Dank. Alrighty. At 8th level, the occultist learns the true name of one particular outsider. We are flavoring this as Ionia's ancestors, because it works real good. The outsider can have no more than... The outsider kind of sucked in life. That dragon's probably a little more powerful. Alrighty. Failure increased by series. The information is always correct, but frequently cryptic. Okay, so ignore the percentage dice entirely. Don't need them here. Your ancestor holds out his arm and then like raises it up. The little golden nimbus of light that's traipsing about him follows it up, and then he points up and then like in the direction unerringly of Oleg's trading post, and little dragon flies to the end of the summoning circle and then can go no farther, but begins just kind of like hovering in that direction. The will of nations changes every day, little one. the will of nations is as flighty as the will of dragons, or, well, anyone else with the power to abuse it. Do they mean you harm? Possibly. In fact, probably. Do they mean someone else harm? This is also possible and probable. Or do they protect themselves from harm? Life has many doors. And, well, hard to say from here. Is it wise to hedge your bets? It nods. Perhaps indeed it is. But I think you have more important concerns right now. As if on cue, his dragon comes flying back and rests like Mohawk style on his head, and the little dragon's head resolves between his eyes. He closes both of his, and then there's just one glowing nimbus of light in the center of his forehead. I don't know how I could paint that one more clearly. Little one. Pops open eyes. Dragon goes up.
If I recall, I just get the one question, right?
Quick! To the SRD! Or the link! Information is always quick, but frequently good. Typically takes the outsider 1d3 hours to gather the information, at which point it returns of his own accord, or it happens immediately because I don't want to... For 3 hours, we're hoping the party or that little baby dragon or Vorticai doesn't show up and sees this and uses it against you. The outsider always resents being used in this way, even if the occultist and the outsider share an alignment component. Rude. After the occultist bargains with the outsider, the magic circle. So, yeah, indeed. You get the one. Your ancestor bows, and the magic from the circle fades, and with a, like, little spark of golden life. Wow.
I'll bow as well as he departs.
Alrighty. Anything else from Ionia tonight?
With that, I will return to the party, and I will say to them, Rostov remains a concern, but perhaps it's not our biggest concern at the moment.
The prince just, Rostov! Fire.
I actually have something, if I might ask Arbiter. Arbiter, could you check? Could I inquire a question to Abadar?
Of course.
That phenomenon over there, and I point toward the spoopy lights. Could you ask Abadar if it has any connection to the Lich Vorticai?
Of course, Taxmaster. However, spoopy lights probably just mean a Halloween party. He closes his eyes, flies around a little. The Jeopardy music plays. No. Or wait, that's too cryptic. That's not his voice at all. No.
Thank you.
Of
Arbiter.
course. And goes back to buzzing around as your familiar. I don't know if I want to start calling y'all Team Yankees and Team Bears or some other appropriate city reference to where y'all live, but anything from the other house in this campaign.
I don't have any hocus pocus tricks that I can do, so.
Yeah, Senya doesn't have any hocus pocus in this scenario.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Well, I mean, the Geminate Invoker objectively might have. But, okay. Cool. Great. Excellent. Who's on watch tonight?
Senya, I guess.
We have someone who doesn't have to sleep in the party, don't we?
Arbiter's on watch all night.
But nothing about Keep Watch says I can't put that on everyone, right?
Yeah, it's one person per 2 caster levels, I believe. So level 9, 2, 4, 6. You could hit everybody but, like, the pets. Oh, hey, also, if you're sleeping here, somebody might go get the horse and the carriage, which is 250 feet down. That dawns on me. Or, like, I guess I shouldn't say, somebody should get that. I should say, that exists and is a thing.
We can, yeah.
And I will do that. I will keep everyone awake tonight. with
Okay.
the exception of the pets. Yes.
Deal.
Fair enough. This still counts as sleeping for all intents and purposes. It's just without needing to.
Just don't do anything intensive, and yes, we're good.
Sick.
I like how we've all gone to sick, dank. We've gone. Whoop. I'm gonna knock over my water bottle. Full circle here. Okay, cool. So the night passes pretty uneventfully. The morning dawns. When the sun breaks the horizon, the spoopy lights remain, but like, I suppose the effect is kind of like you can see like dust settling in the light, but in reverse. You cannot see the portal to the veil thin with the ethereal plane there as the light hits it. Is it there? Yeah, probably. Should you walk directly where you saw it before? Yeah, probably not. But it fades away from view. The sun rises and further illustrates a knowledge nature check plus. I feel like it would be easier to see this one with the sun rising on the other side of the mountains. Computer, I need my PDF. I've clicked on my PDF like 6 times. Hello, please open this window. You nerd. Yeah, thank you. All I had to do was insult it, and there it was. That's not how you get stuff done, kids. I'm not going to sit here and advocate for that. But as the sun rises, more importantly, Senia, the enormous rib of, at first you think a dragon, but then you realize, oh no, that's about where you'd see the lower leg, and there's not a lower leg there, and it just goes serpentine at the bottom. In fact, the enormous skeleton of a Lenorm sits on the other side of the mountains, and the sun catches it in such a way that from your vantage point, you can see this thing. But where is it? Tommy asked. Or everyone asked. And Tommy pointed out when the map loaded. Come on, do it and scroll. Lenorms they're like dragons, and they come from like Proto-Germanic mythology. It's probably where why we call them worms, because indeed they just have the 2 legs up front, and their movement is very serpentine in nature. Gotta mark it. Bam. They are nevertheless just as powerful.
Where is this? It's a skeleton, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right
all the way over there.
there. It's really big, though. Like, these guys get just as big as true dragons, have breath weapons like true dragons, and are true dragons. But what stands out in your recollection of these things, I was gonna say, like, in your mind's ear, in your mind's eye, no, she's thinking, in your mind's mind, wait, that's how that works anyway. Great. When a Lenorm is killed by violence, when they die of old age, there's not like I'm so sorry, friend, you were standing too close. You are exposed now to my death curse. Indeed, slaying a Lenorm carries with it its own consequences. Anything from being just a little more flammable, to a little unlucky, to even worse. Presumably, that's long gone, but it is the first, that sticks out in my brain. Other than, I guess also they share kind of a common ancestry with a Fae, one of the eldest in the First World. Rugadon is the god of Lenorms, shall we say. That kind of, as well as, other water serpents and things. And there is a much bigger one, thankfully much farther to the east of here, who's, universally accepted as, the king of all Lenorms, just because he happens to be the strongest one known. And y'all get 5 minutes to sit with the fact that there's what's that shadowy place, basically, to keep Lion Kinging at you. Before we'll say a little golden eagle makes its way over, unerringly in the direction of y'all and then dives down resolving just like right in front of you. It squawks once, as if to get everyone's attention. The prince turns towards it and starts very cat-like, starts like wiggling its butt and getting ready to like whop on top of it to have breakfast. If anyone
How big is it?
as big as an eagle, so mechanically tiny, or small. Small or tiny. I guess spellcraft checks would be good.
Kato will attempt to also restrain or calm the dragon from turning this into breakfast.
He looks over at you, looks at the eagle, looks at you. I'm gonna roll a D2 for this because I don't know whose name he's gonna say. Okay, I was hoping it was a 1. Looks at the dragon, looks at you, looks at the eagle, looks at you, looks at the eagle, looks at you. Barkin! Looks at the eagle, looks at you.
What?
Barkin! And he goes like jumping it. Like he isn't fully at the jump, but then like looks over, looks at like a little bit of remains from last night's meal. Barkin!
Eat Bakken?
God, is that a linguistics check? Is baby speech a linguistics check? I guess it is. I keep thinking I won't surprise myself with D&D. Then I surprise myself with D&D. It appears he's equated the word Bakken with can I eat this?
Oh.
So that's fun. It was
fun.
between Bakken or Jubilost, and for some reason I wanted it to be Bakken. Here we are.
Aw.
Bakken flows better.
It does. Yeah, there you go. There it is. Juby? No. Between Artoris and Ionia with the spellcraft checks working together as the eagle sidles away and squawks in the direction like from the dragon, and then like begins drawing in the like what dirt it can find with its what little dirt it can find with its talon. Very clearly someone, presumably Dazia, has cast animal messenger on this thing, and it has flown here without a physical like letter to drop, but more so it can't speak. Y'all don't have any kind of animal empathy, so it's just going to like scratch in the dirt until it makes a thing, and it begins drawing a little circle. It has the spell animal messenger has imparted enough intelligence for it to do this, but it won't know what it is or what it's doing. It just knows do this. Draws a little circle, writes Oleg, line south, rest, then to like finish a triangle, and I'll put it on the map. Tiger.
They're going after the Tiger Lords?
Or
Or, what was that?
or Dazia spoke with the nature and
Makes like a triangle pattern there.
Okay, so what?
The eagle caws once, its eyes blink as that little bit of intelligence goes away, and then it flies off.
Did you?
Can I roll a sense motive to maybe get an idea of
Can
what
I roll-
Dazia's after?
Can I roll linguistics on that?
Both are good.
Oh wow.
There we go. There it is.
Dang.
You'll love to see it.
Nice try, kid.
Wow. Okay, so both of you, Ionia, you're looking at a map, and the eagle has been given just enough intelligence to draw like, here's Oleg's trading post, here's Abadar's Rest, here's presumably the Tiger Lords. They are there right now. The sense motive is to insight it up. You would get the same thing. Dazia is reporting back to you via magic that the Tiger Lords have been spotted right here in relation to Oleg's trading post and Abadar's Rest. Hard to say what that means. To further the insight, that may have some bearing on why Restov is moving so many troops to Oleg's. It seems in character for them to if a bunch of Kelids are going to sweep across the border burning as they go, they'd rather respond once with just absolute force and wipe them out than to entertain the thought of extended skirmishes or kind of like what y'all are doing.
running around.
Makes sense. They're protecting themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe they're occupied for a little while.
Kato would further, if Kato catches any of this, it's kind of to speak mechanically-ish, but an Eldori Sword Lord, when they get strong enough, can take away morale bonuses from things that they do stuff to, meaning they could take away all the buffs from a Barbarian Rage with a... And so, like, should the Tiger Lords try their luck there, they will probably be just obliterated.
I know, I saw that ability and I was like, ooh, contingency against Kalira if she ever goes rogue, if we get to that point, but...
Well, you know.
But, you know, there is still one person in the party who gets morale bonuses for...
Yeah, well, I mean, we still might get to that point with Kalira at some point.
Oh, right, of course. Why am I talking like she's dead? I don't know what I'm thinking. Anyway, proceed. Continue. But yeah, that is a pretty cool ability. I was eyeballing that and thought it was neat.
So presumably the Tiger Lords are coming after us, or at least we should treat it that way. We need to brainstorm a way to lure them into Rostov's forces rather than towards us.
I mean, I take this more as the Tiger Lords are between this and what they claimed in the Southwest. It seems like they're just sort of running rampant across the lands right now. I'm not sure if there's any design or trick that we could do to like militarily fool them. I don't think they have that much complexity to what they're doing right now.
We're talking tribal savages here. I'm sure they have very little in the way of like strategy and.
But
that
actually,
said,
as I go check Artoris' sense motive mod, it is presently 24. You kids and you Inquisitors. It dawns on Artoris that, and again, when y'all went to what you're, I guess, calling Ashgard, we can resolve that later. But when y'all dealt with Old Boy there, Kalira's mentor, they were looking for something.
That's right.
And now they've moved farther away from the stronghold, which stands to a logical investigation. What they're looking for is probably not there or in the immediate surrounding area. So they're trying their luck this way.
Is there, and I'm saying this in character, is there a chance that, first of all, course correct the dialogue in character to account for what Tommy just said? Is there a chance that actually the Tiger Lords are looking for a phylactery for a lich that's been terrorizing them? Is that conceivable?
Are you asking the GM or the party?
No, I'm asking the players. Like Kato, I guess, or just the party in general. Like, is it really possible that at this whole time we've been looking for the same thing?
I mean, maybe. Though I don't see the Lich being the type of dude who would take on too many enemies in one.
Really?
At one time. At one time. I mean, he can only respawn suicide bomb like one target every week.
After us.
And it's been us and us and us every time he comes back. I mean, we haven't had like these lulls where we think, oh, he didn't come, but he didn't.
But that was only after he found us. Like, we don't know what he was doing with his physical form before we started being a thorn in his side.
Yeah, I mean, my thought is it's possible, maybe, but not. I wouldn't think it was I wouldn't bet on it personally. That's from my.
It just seems very suspicious that.
Out of character, you guys never told me that they were looking for anything. So in character, do you have a reason to believe they're looking for something?
Yeah. Kalira's
The
father figure, mentor.
I was gonna say
that we
daddy.
murdered?
I don't know.
the priest at the ruins that we've renamed Ashgard mentioned something about looking for something.
Did you question him about it?
With my sword.
And my bow.
Interrogated him? What did he say?
He said,
He wasn't much of a talker, more of a fighter.
He was more of a, I'll answer your sword with my sword, and that's as far as we got.
Well, to be clear, I shot him full of holes. That was why Arbiter was missing, was due to his
You didn't think to maybe incapacitate him, take him prisoner, question him?
He had committed a profane act against a holy artifact of Abadar, and I looked to Arbiter.
Also, in Artoris' defense, he rolled like 3 crits or something in his 4 attacks, and just like literally turned him into paste. So
He did too. That was a
It
real
was pretty brutal, yeah.
them's the dices. So
real coming to Abadar moment for the High Priest.
Told you guys at the time that this conversation was coming.
Yeah, it's fair.
it's fair. But yeah, no.
Certainly, I mean,
So yeah,
Maybe
my thoughts are
moving
I doubt they're related to, like, I doubt the Tiger Lords, whatever it is they're searching is related to Lich. Could be, and it'd be an interesting coincidence and maybe even a convenience if it were the case.
They're
but,
looking for something, and if we knew what that something was, it could give us an advantage over our enemies. Maybe next time, when somebody seems like they might have valuable information, we try to get that information before we kill them, yeah?
I mean, you weren't there. He was very, very dangerous.
oh my goodness. Arbiter,
Yes.
can you ask Abadar if the Tiger Lords are searching for the phylactery of the Lich known as Vorticai?
Of course.
Thank
In
you.
7 days.
Oh, am I? What? I'm tapped out?
Once per week. I think. Let me go double check. I forget how
Oh, I
often
think you are right. Is it
I-
3 times a week?
I know there's a limit on how many times an Arbiter can commune.
It is.
Do you happen to have it on the sheet?
It is once per week. You are correct.
Haha, I did it! I know things!
You got me.
I got
Alright,
him!
So after we kill Vorticai one more time, we can ask about it.
Right. we'll
great.
get that information.
Okay.
Who knows what kind of destruction he'll bring next time?
Oh my goodness.
How high up is this cliff that we're on, or this tower we're on?
The cliff
If I'm
face is like
You better not
250
pull
feet.
me off Native Period.
Just
Some
immediately
forced to
go into
slip
worst
and
case
fall.
scenario. It's probably like the highest point in the tower that you can stand on without either Titanicking or like being being scared of like the floor giving out on you is probably on the order of like 400 or so feet above the ground, maybe a little higher.
That's okay. It was a rhetorical question to get Ionia uncomfortable. That's all.
Not uncomfortable, just very angry.
She can cast Fly. She'd be all right.
Can she cast Featherfall? That'd be even better.
That would be sweet.
Just kind of fly the bird as you float down.
I can do many things, and you do best not to doubt me.
Okay, so we
Or throw me
know.
off a cliff.
Her ancestor shows up just quickly enough to Z-snap and then goes away.
We know the lights have nothing to do with our friend. We know we've made the mental connection that the shipwreck probably has something to do with the origin point of the assassins. We ever established that the assassins were connected to Vorticai at all?
You have not. You
Okay.
you haven't really established any of Mordecai's connections other to like a long time ago there was a Cyclops empire from Eobaria that stretched to this part of the world.
So the assassins were tied to the Tiger Lords. And there was something about an ogre, I think that was the one that like wrecked up our cemetery. There was a cave, I think, at one point I had seen in my object reading that we never investigated.
Presumably
Oh,
where
no.
the ogre was living.
Oh, okay. Is it? And wasn't there an object read on the Saren Ray symbol that the vampire father of the Dampier was? Didn't he have something to do with this somehow? Am I crazy? I'm crazy.
How do I want to say this? You're crazy.
Okay, that's fine. I was getting the like point of view of that object reading confused me because I think it was Saren Ray speaking or something, not someone called someone a child at one point, and I was very confused. All right, that's putting that far aside.
Y'all see the
So-
private chat?
Uh-oh.
What?
It's not a bad thing. Just like I don't know.
Oh,
like
I
a
see.
there you go. You're crazy.
So we know Jubilos was scouting down there. We can't see anything physically, like any structures. That would have been too easy if there was just, hey, look, there's a big mausoleum.
I mean, there is a crypt literally 1 hex away from...
Yes, but we.
That
But-
was a
but-
crypt where Kato had his infamous cut down an army of skeletons in 1 turn.
And get a +2 Feybane greatsword in Kingmaker of all places.
Is
that we
it
ended up
possible
selling.
that there's like a hidden compartment in that crypt?
Go
I
back
mean,
and look.
We examined it pretty
Right.
top to bottom.
You did.
It
I
seemed to
don't-
just be a place of honor for that one guy, right?
Well, these days I have things that I can do to know for sure.
Run back,
There's anything.
recognition it real quick.
Hey, maybe-
Well, no, I have a spell called Sift.
I have a much better perception roll these days.
Yeah. Let me go back and look now that I'm just way better at looking.
And in fact, I should actually do that here while we're up here on this tower. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Makes sense.
it's been so long since we've explored that I've kind of forgot that I have all of these things.
Exploration? That exists? I thought this campaign was just get shat on by liches and barbarians and other things as well.
It-
Kingmaker takes a very quick turn from like, we're just bopping around in the wilderness to everything is serious, just really fast.
It was
To
a very
you will
quick
die.
turn. Yeah.
To be fair, when we were bopping around the wilderness, we weren't like putting stakes down and claiming this area as our sovereign territory. So
I mean, book
I
2.
could see that shift.
You thought all you had to worry about was hag cultists and an owlbear. How wrong you were. Okay, so we're firing off a recognition, is what I'm hearing.
No, a Sift.
Firing off a sift. That cantrip?
I don't think. I don't think the recognition dates back far enough that like something would have had to have happened here within the past couple of days.
Oh,
The Sift is for finding, like hidden passages, treasures, things like that.
Gotcha. Okay,
Which is
sure.
why I brought it up for the crypt, because if there was something we had missed, that would expose it.
It's like detect secret doors, but you can do it at range, so if that secret door is also trapped, nothing bad happens to you. Well,
So
I already
useful
told y'all the
cantrip?
other group mustering in this server was doing the Tomb of Horrors. If y'all would like to, we could put Vortic, just replace a Sarah rack with Vorticai. Could do. Pretend you didn't hear that.
Done.
done.
Great. Good.
Right here, what?
Yes, beautiful. Okay, so firing off the sift, go ahead and roll the perception. As a
With a -5.
Beautiful.
Oof.
do we third eye it? I don't remember what third eye does.
We haven't slept since I used it last, I don't think.
Mm,
'Cause we haven't slept up here on the
Yeah, we did.
mountain yet,
Yeah.
have we? Oh, we did?
Mhm.
Kept watch, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then I will third eye it. That's much better.
that is okay. Yeah, sure. You.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking of my other thing that lets me reroll. What third eye does is it just adds a static bonus, which today is +2. So it'd actually just be the 15.
You don't want to use your hero point for that 26?
Sure, why not?
Now I feel like I'm baiting that.
No.
In a world where a lich could show up and
I mean, I
crap on
didn't
everyone.
use it last session. Most of the time, I don't use it. Might as well use it.
Good. All right, sure. So then, because I had flavor text, and then that flavor text went away, and I got sad. But you concentrate whichever ancestor it is that would be. I guess it's those dice. Is your divination implement? Yeah.
The planchette is the divination implement. The dice is what I use for specifically just one thing.
Got it.
The like augury type thing.
Makes sense. Okay, so we grab our planchette, we head over to the Blair Witch Project. We do the 90s again. That's all I can think when I see planchettes, because I've been hashtag 90s kids. You stop, you concentrate, it spins, you begin to like rapidly examine forward, I suppose, that kind of thing. Close your eyes, and then yeah, you do press down on something you had missed before, a little like farther, like off and up. One of the bricks, I suppose, for lack of a better way to say it, in the structure has a little bit of give when you push. And yeah, you'd call it a secret door, indeed.
Well then,
Is there a phylactery in there?
are we gonna ask that question every time we find? Like,
Absolutely, until we do. So there was a door?
Seems like seems
Or-
like we should check that out.
I say secret door, but more like the brick could come up. The brick has a like false bottom, I suppose.
It's a secret something.
a secret
Well,
song.
then
Secret
And you know how I feel
tunnel.
about-
What's inside?
should we see if it's trapped?
Nah, just stick your hand in.
I think the sift reveals traps.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, such as secret doors, traps, hidden treasure. Okay.
and it appears to not be trapped, or certainly like it would go like if there was a trap, you might have triggered it there, or even like I feel like somebody has probably stepped there also. So like if it were trapped,
We would have been knocked off this tower already.
the prince would have been bull rushed off, fell, then flew a little. And what is his word for angry? If his word for food is Bakken, his word for angry is... How many people have said Kalira out loud since I've introduced this dragon?
None.
Damn it. Son of a bitch. That'd have been so good.
I don't think so. I don't think that's right. None.
Yeah, there hasn't been any.
Nobody's had that heart-to-heart yet.
Okay.
Who's angry? We can deal with that later. I really wanted to be Kalira, but I don't have an in-character reason for that to be that yet, so dope. Anyway, there is a thing there. You go to see what's under it. Inside, there's a... I need to check some character sheets real fast, because it dawns on me we might have missed this. Yeah, let's do it there. This is where the loading screen plays. Save early, save often. Remember that a lich needs bludgeoning damage, and will always hear some lore about them that might indicate that they're gonna be mean to you for a long time. Okay, cool. So inside the passage, the person who's about to get a thing probably knows, because I just moved their character sheet and I forget that's global. There's a little... The first thing you would think is perhaps a helmet, or maybe even a full, like, to obscure the eyes of a creature, because there are a couple of holes in it that are about as, like... Yeah, about, like... Now everyone who's watching this video knows what I'm foreshadowing, because I made a motion. About, like, 2 fingers big. About, like... If you were to put it on, it would cover, like, your head, you, any human in the party, down to, like, your temples, and then there are a couple of, like, holes just above your eyes. The make is hard to say just looking at it, whether that's, like, leather or some kind of brownish, greenish cloth, or leather that's dyed and somehow the dye is held for a really, really, really long time. Super hard to say, but it is kind of like the color my hair was a couple months ago, like very green at the top, fading into blue. And yeah.
I'm sorry, you said it's big enough for what?
Like any human could put it on their head, and it would sit from top of head to about your temples.
Oh, okay. The way you described that, I was imagining like 3 heads in it at one time, and I was like, "What?"
All 4 of you can just
buddy
slide
system.
your heads to yeah, you all, it's a buddy system. We're all sharing magic items. Welcome to Soviet Concordia.
So it has slits above the eyes, but not.
Right. Like if you were to pull it down on you, the slits would be like at your eyebrows. Maybe a little higher.
What?
It feels like maybe an object reading.
Like maybe it's not made for humans.
Object reading.
Or like a knowledge nature, maybe, to know what kind of creature
Yeah.
that would be, or like a.
Honestly,
Yeah.
this knowledge geography also actually literally applies to this. Object reading would be good. Spellcraft would be good.
Oh, I can do
Oh,
spellcraft
it's
all
probably
day.
for elves, huh? That would make sense.
Oh, that would make sense.
Oh yeah, it's probably that would. Do elves have eyes on their foreheads?
Well, they might just, with their ears and everything, it might just sit a little higher.
Have you heard of the eye elves? They have 4 eyes.
If only
Oh, that was-
Kalira was still here and we could test it with her 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh, her pointy ears fit perfectly. Okay, spellcraft check is more than good enough. It is indeed a headband of vast intelligence +4. The skills keyed to it are skills that Ionia doesn't have but should. Can't. Let's say knowledge the planes and knowledge engineering are the skills keyed to it. Yeah. Which means
Do you want to roll for both?
no, I mean like
Oh, that's what it gives me.
it gives you are treated as if you have max ranks in knowledge, engineering, and the planes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
With a nature check, you have no idea. It's clearly made for some kind of humanoid, but like perhaps if you wore, go put it on Jubilost, maybe there's a little extra something that it would slide down to a gnome's eyes. Ionia, you're not sure either. It doesn't make a lot of sense, honestly.
I might have to refit this a bit, but I think this would be very good for me.
Just get a pair of scissors and cut out new eye holes.
Like a cheap Halloween.
Even then,
Yeah,
you would need extra cloth because it only comes down to the temple. Like cutting out extra eye holes would then just be like somewhere else eyes go that aren't where a human's eyes are. Did anybody have geography?
I do not.
Nah.
I do, yeah.
Okay. That could be good. Yeah, that's probably good enough to get something. So, Ionia, you know, I have to run through them in my head really quickly. Avalon, Castrovel, Lauren, Akaton, Trioxis, There's like, I think 10 planets in Galarian's solar system. You don't know a lot about any of them because not a lot of people do. It is rumored that there are folks that have come from those worlds. It's actually a little more than conjecture. There was big history checks rolled. Elves are not native to the planet. They are native to the planet Castrovel, which is, if this was the... I just got that reference. I should put that in a video at some point. But if we were relating Galarian's system to the Sol system, Castrovel would sit about where we thought the planet Vulcan did. Not quite all the way to the second planet, but in between the actual second and third. So it would be very much warmer, but still habitable. What lives there, who lives there, hard to say. If you were to go ask go to Kyanan, go to Iadara and ask the Queen of Kyanan, she'd probably know. You yourself do not. But you do know that, sentient life, by virtue of the elves came from somewhere else, must certainly exist on other worlds. There are further rumors given where the Stolen Lands are, you go a little too far to the east and you wind up in a place called Numeria, which is very... Things exist there that don't make a lot of sense. Some people call them magic, some people call them blasphemy, some people call them other things as well. Stands to reason if, like, it clearly fits you, this headband, to now track it back. But if there's, like, 2 spots on a medium person above the eye, probably another set of eyes, perhaps antenna, perhaps like some weird eyebrow feature is supposed to come out of those holes.
Interesting. If only my eyebrows were bushier.
If you really feel like going into Witch, going full circle on Kalira, and getting the prehensile hair hex to attack with your eyebrows, it's actually it's mechanically
wow.
not bad. The prehensile, it's D3 plus int. So Yanni would be able to hurt a lot of people with it. I digress. If you wanted to do that, you could attack with your eyebrows through those holes. But it's probably meant for somebody else's anatomy, something that doesn't live here.
Gotcha. Well, that's quite interesting. That was hidden behind whatever the loose brick was.
Yeah, just kind of tucked away.
Well, good eye.
Something like that.
But
This is what kind of bonus to int?
+4 to your intelligence.
Ooh.
And you are
That's
treated
great.
as having max ranks in knowledge, engineering, and the planes. And 2 of the knowledge checks you hadn't super invested in, so your coverage is a little farther.
Yeah, that's awesome.
One doesn't want yet. Big flex. But yeah. Anything else we want to do with the thing? I know I said, like, you could do like 6 things to this to give you information, and we've done like 4 of them.
Are we good to move?
Or are we good to head on? Because Kato is just kind of standing at the passage down, tapping his foot. Just...
Well, where are we? What's the plan?
I believe the plan was to go... It's been deleted now.
We're going to continue that way, or...
Yeah.
I suppose we should.
Let's continue our journey. In fact, we're going to reach the shipwreck on our way back conveniently, which is nice.
I have some concerns about getting across the water, though, knowing that Ionia's ability to cast fly is as limited as it is.
Geez, never good enough.
Well, I'm just saying that this is like a lake as opposed to the river down there.
Yeah, that's miles of water.
How far can you... Well, we could...
Well, we left though.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's 9 minutes to get across miles of water flying at what speed?
You'd have a fly speed of
60.
60 for... Yeah.
No, 40 for me.
Couldn't we cross here, where I just drew a blue line?
That is also quite doable.
Oh, I see. Like hug the wall or the mountain, and then. Oh yeah.
We don't
we'll explore
have
the
one over.
We'll explore this tile around the lake. Then we'll explore this tile. Come down here. We still have to. Yeah. See, that's tricky. So let's just go around the lake the other way then. We can do.
We do need to explore over here though, so that
we can explore this tile.
And then
we can come this way. We come this way. I know we've already explored this one here, but we'll just pass through these, cross the river, go around the lake basically. Because knowing us, this is where the right here is where the phylactery is.
Right.
And we're just gonna go skirt around it, like, it's too inconvenient.
Go here, go here, go here.
Well, we'll need a day of rest.
Here.
Well, no, we're gonna need your fly spells to get down. So we're already gonna be down the spots.
Okay.
I mean, you could also take the Red Prince Express.
He's mine. I don't share. I'm just kidding.
Can it ferry everyone up and down? Or, well, just down now?
One at a time, but yes.
Well,
Mechanically, it's got a strength of 17, so like
Oh, okay.
it's
High
big,
dragon is a well-behaved dragon, right?
big strong boy.
Where did my token go?
Did you
It's outta
accidentally
here.
delete yourself?
Rotate it.
I might. No, I was deleting my lines, but I think I might have deleted my.
I think you
token.
deleted yourself.
Jeez, the king is abdicated. What do we do? Oh, poop. Well, I don't want to put your... No. I grabbed the thing. Nope, I just wanted you. Bam! There we go.
Ooh, that's an old one. He only had 35 hit points back then.
Clearly, I need
Like right.
to reset the tokens to the character sheets. I'll do that between here and there.
It's all good. It's all good. I just thought it was funny. It's like, wow,
That's
I
like
remember
level
when my
3
stats
you.
were that low. Yeah. All right, so the dragon can take us down, and then we'll just go along the lake and. All right, we good for that idea?
Okay. Let's get out of here.
And
so it was.
And so it was the... Probably like, who goes first? Who goes first? Anyone want to volunteer?
I think if we're backtracking, we should at the very least get this section here before
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, the lines had me confused, I guess.
I don't know. Those are weird.
That was a little off too. Okay. But indeed, who wants to be first down the...
I'll go down first.
Okay. And the prince grabs you specifically, Cato Sicarius, son of Saul Sicarius, father of dragons, first of his name, second of his name, a long line of his name, and other Game of Thrones jokes as well, and grabs onto your armor, flap, 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 floop, sets you down, looks at you, makes some, like, baby noises and not common, not draconic, and then goes to fly, flap, flap, flap back up. Who goes second?
I'll go second.
Okay. The dragon flap floops, lands on you. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Starts to be like you hear the first syllable of Bakken's name. Bak! He's actually a chicken.
He's gonna eat you.
Terra through Cato's mic is probably my favorite thing. But then like sniff, sniff, there's probably a little like, I'll call it a play bite. It's probably not a play bite, but that's the closest analogy. Then it gets real like uncomfortable, as if you taste bad. Flip, flop, flop, floop, floop you down. And Arcturus, as you land and start like moving around and getting ready, you realize you feel a little more spry than you used to, or at least like recently, but spry is probably the wrong word. More like you don't feel your age anymore. You don't necessarily feel like you're 18 again. Rather, the burdens of getting older have gone away.
Did
Yes.
Prince eat Arcturus's age?
Yum, 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 yum. Hard to say exactly what it means or the implications are, but the mechanics as we circle around everyone's birthdays. Arcturus will die when his time is up, but does not suffer the penalties of advanced age and loses the penalties he has now. Which should be a +1 to all of your physical stats, which at least puts your dex and I think just your dex to a new positive, but hurrah.
You're not feeble. You're not a feeble old man anymore.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Indeed. See, I told you I had ideas. I'm a big thinker. And then flap, flap, floop, up comes the Red Prince. Who wants to go next?
I'm nervous about letting him carry Minoru. I feel like he's going to try to eat Minoru.
Minoru and Grom both are probably a little unsettled at the presence of a natural but magical creature.
And I both are probably like standing on top of this mountain like,
Well, which are you two gonna just have a
I
tea party
could-
up there, or
could fly the two of them down so they at least don't have to be like in the dragon's talons.
meanwhile, Jubilos moves to his next square.
Senya digs in her pack and gets out another piece of venison, like kind of throws it up to the dragon.
Fucking jumps, grabs it. He's a little more aerodynamic now. There's still kind of like, he's only a couple days old. He doesn't super know how the wings work, but he's able to, he doesn't like eat shit like he did the last time. He probably like flap floops in the air in a weird like diagonal zigzaggy up, down, left, and right before then just like kind of like a flying cat. Just the back legs start kick, 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 and then he starts tearing into the meat.
All right, well, hopefully that will dissuade you from eating me. You probably can take me down now.
He moves over to you. Step 2, 3, 4. Flap, flap, flap. Barking.
There's more barking where that came from now. Take me down.
He hears
Okay.
barking.
I'm getting
Uh-oh.
bacon.
Oh
Or
god.
bacon.
I didn't mean to do that, but it's not bad. Good. Well done,
It-
Tommy.
It's now canon.
It's canon. It's in the wiki. It's in the World Anvil. We need to make one. World Anvil does look kind of sweet, but digress. It does. Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh my god.
Handle animal is good, but it has a neg because this is not an animal. It's what is Senia's intelligence score?
10?
Oh, it's just as smart as you.
Um,
So many characters who I would think had like 7 or lower intelligence, and none of them are here. But if you want to hit me with that sweet diplomancy.
Oh god.
Wow.
Okay.
That's amazing.
So the prince, I know, right? Would you even? That number says 1, but it's not red. Do you have a?
And she rolled a 3, but she's at a -2 modifier.
Oh, fair. I see. I was like, do you have a?
That
She has-
number's
'cause she has a 7 charisma.
That sounds about right. So the prince grabs your armor and starts flying, and you get like almost to the ground. You get like 9 feet from the like your feet being able to reach the bottom yourself, and then the prince just bucking and lets you go. Give me an acrobatics check. It's bucking! Shouts Minoru as he follows along. Okay, so you are able to land on your feet. You don't take any damage, but you do drop like 10 feet with the prince like right behind you. And I gotta grab his sheet, which is here. And then everything is loading so slow on my side. It's kind of rude, but here we are. I'd like him to roll a CMB to try to knock you over, but the sheet's not loading. That's what he does. If Dell has that sheet
What-
open, if
Yeah,
he
what,
could...
what's he doing?
CMB. How's that? Good, good. And indeed, the prince just lands on your shoulders and drives you with his back feet and tail. I forget he has a tail somehow. Into the ground. It doesn't hurt, but he does start like he probably takes a sizable chunk of your hair out, just like biting into the back of your head and starts nomming on it. Fucking,
That's what you get for trying to feed the dragon.
fucking, and he
You want to
Gator,
tenderize
get-
me?
Kato, get control of your pet immediately.
Hey now, he's not a pet. He's the prince.
Benny he continues. There's like Senia hair is like the spaghetti just running down his mouth, and he like slurps it up at the end of pregnant pause.
Kato will run over upon seeing this and be like, "Okay, big guy, ease up, ease up, ease up. She's our friend." He'll try
Okay.
to. I'm going to attempt to reach into Senya's bag to pull out another piece of venison and kind of throw it off to the side, like away from her. Do you resist my pickpocketing attempt on you?
I have no choice now.
You are kind of pinned. So yeah, I'll rummage through her bag and find some more venison, and I'll like kind of wave wave it in front of him, and then I'll throw it kind of away from Senya.
And he does Arcane, grabs it, starts eating it. It was really tempting to be like, oh man, that was the last of the rations, but he dives into it, starts chewing it up.
And I'll help Senya get up.
Not long after, the prince goes flying up. The pets are flown down. Is Ionia flown down?
No, I'll come down with Prince.
Okay.
First, I'll say, don't do that to me.
Bakken? Make a linguistics check. Soon. There it is. Okay, so it's clear he has equated the word Bakken with food, but by the inflection, I guess, it seems he's also equated that term with friend or ally. So when he looks at you, Cox said Bakken, he's saying, are you edible? But he's also saying, we cool? In the same meaning. He doesn't seem to understand the difference between friends and food.
I'll give him kind of a pat on the snoot and say, we're good, but no biting.
Bakken?
Right.
Bakken.
No biting.
No Bakken. And then he looks a little sad, and then he's like, eh? And sad again, and then he flies you down with no real badness happening. Lands, there's a little burp of fire that smells like burnt hair as I continue to push this hairspray analogy accidentally even farther home. Then resolves to Kato and the quest continues. That was fun. And
just to be clear, I spent 2 spell slots flying the 2 other animals down, right?
Right.
Just want to make
I don't think the horse didn't come with me.
Yeah, the horse wasn't up there.
So then the next question, was he left down overnight? Because that may have concern.
Yeah, we left him with the carriage because we didn't bring the carriage with us, did we?
No, he's still with the carriage. He's with Chester. So yeah, that's kind of important.
Okay, fair. The percentage does say nothing bad happened down there. And on you go. I had to okay. And we bop on down, making our way downtown. Tours of Lebanese, gonna find a lich. Ba-da-da-do-do-do-do. Could everybody roll knowledge nature who has it trained?
Knowledge nature is getting a lot of value today.
It is. We're back down to Exploration Town. Making our way downtown. Exploration Town. I can't type anywhere. I don't know why all my browsers are hanging. Phone! Okay, the pair of you, as you begin making your way around Lake Silverstep, and Lake Silverstep in and of itself is, as you get this close to it, you probably got a little of that from here, but it's more so as you get up the lake. It is incredibly vibrant and verdant and almost otherworldly so. It's very obvious to you someone or something is tending the lake. As you make your way around this part of it, it's all of the shore surrounding it are just idyllic swaths of nettles and cattails and reeds and lilies perfectly arranged as if this was someone's Zen garden, right? There are you hear the sounds of, it sounds like the chirping of a cricket, but it's very melodic in nature and also in 7-part harmony. Clearly, y'all have met a Grig. There's probably a bunch of them that make their home here by the splashing in the water. There's probably like semi-sentient fish or aquatic fae as well.
Semi-sentient fish is my favorite thing ever.
Nice. You find one, you think it's real delicious, and then the moon turns a brilliant red color.
You are smart.
Continue to make all these Avatar references Esker won't get. I will give the Reclaimers some kind of mechanical buff if you can make him sit down and watch Avatar front to back, because
I'm trying so hard.
It's good. I will give you so many build points because it's a really good show. I can't stress that. But other things happen as well. There are also like mechanically speaking, although Lake Silverstack takes up a bajillion hexes, claiming, I'm gonna say this hex is the only one that counts for Lake Silverstep's resources, so vibrant it is. And there are those eels that are so famous in Restov are like plentiful as hell here. As you're moving down, a couple of them like swim to the surface, realize you're people, and then like dart out really, really fast. The sound of a violin bow like whoop, up the string real quick. That's not at all what a violin sounds like, but seems to indicate that the Fae think this is funny. But when you get here, the knowledge nature check comes in. As the ground rapidly gets muddier, as if somebody, whoever's tending to the lake, doesn't care about this part. It will be super difficult to traverse this part of the world, as difficult mechanically as Quicksand. You've come a long way from don't die to a bush.
So it's a bog.
It's just like big, bad, gross mud that will like grab you if you were to jump in.
There's some kind of like snowshoe, but quicksand shoe, right?
Probably.
Yeah, there's like everything in Path. There's probably somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere, but doesn't mean we have one.
Well,
With
with
the
this
knowledge
crazy
checks, you guys are good enough that you see it, and like nobody gets stuck immediately. No one just like la la la, we're on a mission and Grom is fucked. It's nothing like that. You're able to pick it out real fast.
Okay.
So it's keeping us from going toward the hex where the river leads into the mountain. Is that right?
More like there will be checks involved to try to move through it and move the wagon through it.
What kind of checks?
Yeah.
What kind of checks? You'll have to go in to find out, won't you? As many checks as the Stag Lord has hit points.
Yeah, it's probably like strength checks to pull your feet up. It's probably not a good idea.
I mean, I could have Arbiter
Arbiter.
float over and see what's going on. I'd rather not do that, but I could.
Even
So
if
this just seems like it's just untended. It's not like it's been made this way.
Hasn't been made to be bad, but more likely the other shore has been made to be good. It would be like this if someone wasn't tending it. Probably those Fae. And how do we proceed, folks?
I mean, if we're willing to wait, I could turn Arbiter invisible, and then he could scout ahead.
This is true.
Is that something we're willing to do, or do we want to just turn around?
I mean, we're talking like miles of this mush, aren't we?
Yeah, from what y'all can see, it seems to encompass like that part of the hex. The inside of the V there is just gross, sticky mud that would threaten to pull you in.
So I just don't know what we seek to gain by sending. Like, he could cross it and then come back and be like, "Hey guys, I crossed it."
Well,
I
there's.
mean, if there is some,
Go ahead.
even if he found something, like, we wouldn't be able to go anyway. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I suppose. What if it's like
A crypt.
right? The reason that they're not tending this side is because there's a crypt over here.
I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt. How long would it take for Arbiter to make the journey by himself?
What's his fly speed again?
We have a fly speed of 50.
Okay, so he would make it, making that about noise. He's actually playing in, if he doesn't stop to explore the hex, if he just down and backs, well, I don't need to guess. I have that exploring the stolen lands handout still that we haven't used in so darn long. He would cross the hex in 3 hours, given that he's flying, and it would take him a day to explore it. So he could down and back that part of the hex probably in about 2 hours, I would say, give or take. Assuming nothing wants to play ball with him.
Up to you.
Up to you. It's your cohort, or he's your arbiter.
I mean, I prefer not to do that. Just because he is very vulnerable when he's alone. I mean, he regens, but he's not like. I guess he can turn invisible because my invisibility spell won't last 2 hours. So, do we have anything that could increase his speed?
Haste.
That's only for
I can only-
rounds, though.
Yeah.
It's on rounds.
No, not really.
I don't know if it would do anything, but I could make him bigger or smaller. I don't know if that affects speed.
I don't think it does.
Well,
And that lasts for what, minutes?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, what am I worried about? I'm worried about him getting.
Wait. Again,
Okay.
it's so long since we've done this. About how much distance is it from not Quicksand to like the point in the lake?
To, like, from where?
Yeah, from like wherever we're safe standing to the furthest point of the Quicksand.
So, like, right there, I think, if I'm picking up what you're putting down, and, like, right there, oh, roughly equidistant.
Okay, so I can see for a mile away, I think, only.
Okay, and each of these hexes is 12 miles like this. So that is probably... well, hold on. Math! That's... If 23 equals 1, 9 would equal... Math. I will get... I miss Josh. He's so good at math. More than a mile, though, I'm sure.
Right. So you said
Like 2.5.
a tile is 12?
Like 22. Or 12 miles.
12 miles. So it's basically, and it says 20. So that's going to be about
Oh.
4 miles.
Oh, fair. My guy. The man, the myth,
The math. So we're looking at about 4 to 5 mile distance that we need to.
So short of the prince flying you and you maintaining concentration, which will be harder to do than on Grom, but doable to send the eye forward. Man, gotta play that character at some point. That's real good. Divination, wizard, horse, familiar, where?
I say we send Arbiter.
Why not do both? Cover twice as much ground in half the time.
and and have everyone else just hang here?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just wondering what we're hoping to achieve here.
I mean, it is in the right direction for the undead stuff. That's the only thing that makes me want to particularly like be thorough. Yeah. It would seem odd that if they're like, wherever we find this, it's going to seem odd, I'm sure.
So how would undead trudge through here if there's like Mordecai can teleport? I guess he just teleports himself and his minions wherever they need to go. So you'd probably have some place that was hard to get to.
We had recently kind of come to the conclusion that his ability to teleport other people, at least in mass, is pretty limited, right?
Sure.
That still does kind of beg the question of how he's getting like all his lackeys moving around.
All right, well, nothing ventured, right? So, Arbiter.
Yes. Oh,
I need you
Arbiter's
to do
hit puberty. He's now a Zealot. He's not a Zealot. No chain centaurs for you. But
I have a very important task for you.
Nods.
We're unable to cross this this mud. Could you get close enough toward its sort of, I don't know, center point, I suppose, and see if there's anything of interest around? Before you go, I'm going to cast invisibility on you. It won't last terribly long, but you will have the wand to vanish. So if you run into any issues, don't hesitate. Just come back as soon as possible and be as safe as possible.
Of course.
Thank you, Arbiter.
And off he goes. And does Ionia want to be carried by the dragon, or are we just sending the Arbiter?
Well, I mean, I have more spell slots, so I could do the same thing. I could vanish myself and fly around.
True.
Yeah, I'm just worried. This little dragon kind of dumped Ionia off a cliff. I just imagine if he gets distracted halfway through the flight, or Senya, and drops you into the quicksand. I'm just worried about ferrying anyone with him right now while he is literally a day old.
To send him with me in case something goes wrong. In case I do end up falling into the mud, he might be able to help pull me out.
How are you gonna fly or something?
Yeah, I mean, I can check kind of in the opposite direction of Arbiter in a closer proximity. Well, actually, no. We would want him to carry me so I can use my mind's eye so I can see further.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, do you want to risk getting accidentally dropped into quicksand and then die?
I mean, as long as he'll pull me back out. Quicksand is actually pretty slow.
We don't. Okay. So we're talking 5 miles. So we won't be able to see you. You'll be well out of vision. If he drops you and maybe like gets distracted by something, sees food, something.
Why don't we tie a rope to me and a rope to him? So if I fall in,
you drag him down. Yeah. I think the idea is extremely reckless and unnecessarily risky when we can just have the Arbiter. It'll take longer, but we can just have the Arbiter float around.
I'm inclined to agree. This one is, yes, less than a day old, just over a day old. I'm not about to put your life in its hands.
Bakken? As the Arbiter goes, the dragon is following Arbiter and then goes invisible. Can't see it anymore. Bach? Which seems to mean with let me check Ionia's.
It's okay, buddy. He'll be back.
What is her okay, you've been rolling really low, so I don't need to ask. Ionia knows the things. It seems to be Bach means is friend we good. Probably tastes bad, though. And he assumes the Arbiter would not taste the best. But
it's probably a good assumption.
Off goes the Arbiter. Does Ionia go anywhere as well? We're still kind of...
sounds like the rest of us are just waiting it out.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to be sure. If the Arbiter could plus make a perception check.
Oh, come on.
He's too.
As the Arbiter goes out, flying, flooping, hanging out, you hear this weird, like, in seemingly 3-part harmony voice begin to, like, sing out. And if you could make a will save.
Is Arbiter making the will save, or am I?
Yeah, Arbiter.
Oh no.
He's got a bunch of things built in against will stuff because he's a construct. And technically I have share will too, so I will probably roll. Because there's no written range on that.
I think share will is a use. Well, I'm not actually sure what that is. To the familiar description, because I want to be sure before I start nuking him. Hello, little buddy. I need to see your table from the wizard entry. I don't want to see the familiar.
It's from the emissary thing. If
Yeah, no range. Nice.
Yep.
So if
he fails a saving throw against a mind affecting effect.
Which he did.
Okay. Then I will roll in his place a second time. If I fail, then we both fail.
Oh, good. All right, make it so.
Natural 1. Never mind.
Okay. So if you succeed, he's fine.
Yes.
Okay, so the Arbiter, as a non-fey creature, is like, you feel this compulsion to, like, oh, and what is this? What is this noise? Strange. Fly this way. And then you feel it in your, you hear it in your mind's ear and in your heart, like, oh, what is this beautiful singing? My, oh my. And you start, like, taking, like, a step forward, like your foot comes up, and then you, nope, don't do that. And Arbiter is able to shake it off, but does not see the source.
That's fine, as long as he's on his way back now, because I told him if there was danger to get the hell out.
Indeed. Roll
I hope.
initiative.
Oh no.
I'm in range, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, probably. Does the wand hit before my spell hits? Becomes the question. Unless my modifier is a lot more than I think it is. Okay, yeah, he's able to de-ass the area and return before anything bad happens.
Did he see what it was?
It doesn't matter. It's clearly Faye. Should have known.
So...
Well, I'll wait until he comes back. But I will relay, I just felt a compulsion to walk toward a song. I got that much at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was in that direction. I think
Byron's in the lake.
Should be coming back. Well, do you know that in character?
No, I'm saying that sarcastically because I'm Ionia.
Mostly human occultist.
I don't know if anyone wants to make a roll to identify the concept of something singing in the lake, drawing us in.
Fine.
It's a good thing we didn't send out our baby dragon.
Nature checks.
Oh, nature?
Yeah.
Do you know that in character?
You might. God. What it sounds like, probably, if you couldn't see the thing, but it compelled you to move. Yeah, a siren would be like, But if it was a fae, probably what you're looking for, as I look to see from there all the way from Slavic mythology and into Pathfinder, what it probably is a rusalka.
A rusalka, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
in
wow.
fact it is. Senna, do you want to tell us about the rusalka? You may know more than me.
They're water creatures, and they'll sing a song to draw you in to the water and drown you.
How pleasant.
Sounds like a siren.
Oh yeah, kind of the Slavic face siren, if you will. They indeed. They do the sing. You are compelled, as if via a suggestion spell, a DC 27 to negate. So, what did you roll, Artie? A 31 means you okay. Okay, it's a good time to roll good.
Oh,
once
man.
once you get adjacent, you get dazed for the round. If they touch you, it's a fort save or be staggered, and they can strangle you with their hair. They have a boatload of spell likes up to and including entangle, water walk, invisibility, quicken charm monster, control water, the ability to call water elementals from the water. They also, it says it in their entry on the SRD, but not in their entry for stats. I believe they're closer to a mermaid than a siren, it turns out. Funny how we're all just borrowing each other's stories. Fun. They also, I'm gonna just go to the Pathfinder wiki because I think it was there. I thought I saw it there and it made sense. They are not, the rumor persists that they don't spawn from the first world, or they don't, when a male and female Rusalka love each other very much, they make babbies. More so a soul who is drowned and feels very like particular like senses of anger or shame or guilt or grief in the first world, a world where the cycle of souls continues ad nauseam and you never move on. You're just constantly reincarnated because they're cut off from the line to Mama Pharasma, if you will. Oh God, I hate that I said Mama Pharasma. You. She lives in the deep south and has grits and bacon. Mama Pharasma. But that's actually the Gralls from Rune Lords. It's gone full circle. Anyway, I'm rambling. They reproduce theoretically, according to rumors, by crafting a little child from mud while singing these songs, which will then, you put this little doll made of mud in the bed of a body of water. The magic keeps it intact. After a week or so, it's a baby Rusalka.
Yikes.
And it's clearly in the middle of the mud.
Yikes.
Let's not, second thought, let's not go to Camelot. It's a silly place.
It's a silly place. But yeah, that's what's out there. It probably doesn't have the ability to track the Arbiter after it went invisible, but it probably knows you're around.
Let's go get it.
We could just give it the wide berth and go around hugging the side of the mountain, right? 'Cause it's like in there. If I understood correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right where
how
that
far did
dot
the
is.
Arbiter? Okay.
About in the center of the mud.
Okay, so we can like kind of hug the mountainside and cross that way and just give it a wide berth.
Assuming it doesn't follow you, yes. They are not the nicest creatures, typically speaking.
If it comes, it comes.
And as long as we're not
Scared.
fighting it in the mud or at a shoreline, it might be okay.
The mud does go like, well, you can be like up in the mountain, I suppose. The mud doesn't turn the mountains to mud, but it is like right up to the hill line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's
That question about was this done intentionally or was this just a thing that it may have been done intentionally?
Right.
but for different reasons.
Yeah.
Fae reasons.
Yeah, let's deal with this when we expand out this way to tap into Lake Silverstep for its natural bounty.
We'll use kingdom building mechanics to pave over the mud. build a shopping mall on it. Yeah.
And it'll sink into the swamp.
Paradise and put up a parking lot. Bop, bop, bop. I had to do it just once.
Built St. Petersburg.
Build St.
Yeah.
Peter. Yeah, just right
There we go.
right on top of them.
All right.
That's a Sid joke. But as
So-
y'all get ready, as you're contemplating, bopping around, hanging out and stuff, that same enchanting melody that Arbiter knows begins to just kind of wash over all of you. Could everyone make a will save?
Am I not immune to it?
Except for Artoris and Artoris' friend.
Oh, thank God.
Do I charmed life this? Probably. Charmed life.
Alrighty.
So with my +3 from Warding Talisman, I'm at 27.
Alrighty.
And then if it's the enchantment spell or effect, Minoru would be at 26.
Sounds good. As I quickly.
And my 26 includes the +4 charisma bonus.
Alrighty. Does everyone want to let those numbers stand before I start saying if they've failed or are good, bad, or somewhere in the middle?
Are we still? I'll send you a roll to.
Well,
Oh, nice. Nat 20.
Arbiter. And he's so tiny. There are two of him. Oh no.
I know, he's so small.
He is a tiny creature. That would be
Yeah.
about the amount of space he takes up. I don't want to edit the token. I want to remove it. Go away. As I go full Mad TV on everyone. Look what I can do. Delete the token. Thank you. Everyone gets my great references today. I have the best references.
I lied. Mine is the 24. The 3 was already calculated.
5, 6. And then we need a Kato. Not a big Kato. A small Kato. 2, 4. Oh, ba. Okie dokie. And we're going to just do a quick. It's going to look so great. Prepare for my wonderful art. This is the shoreline. Why didn't it draw? Man, I'm lagging so bad today. This is rude. There's the shoreline. Okay. So, as I quickly capture the board before we go fight the Lady of the Fae, does everyone want to let their numbers stand, or do they want to use their hero points or have other means of alterations?
Why is Kato so small?
Well, and now he is large Kato, but is actually medium Kato. There, nerd. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good to let my 26 stand, I think.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I
Everybody-
don't think there's anything I can do on mine, so.
Sounds good to me. As I realize.
I mean, I rolled a nat 20. I'm gonna let that stand. I don't think I can roll better than that.
That's fair. That's real good. Sounds good.
Did
to me,
Grom
boss.
roll? Does he have to?
Grom needs anybody who's not a Fae.
Oh yeah, I need to roll. Okay.
Well, it looks like the Red Prince would need to as well.
Oh.
The Erp. Bakken? Bakken shows up. Stop saying my fucking name. He's so full of anger.
All right,
I
good
didn't-
job, Prince.
I was gonna say that's pretty good, yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm pretty sure he said the DC was 27.
Oh, really?
That happened.
Oh.
We're all screwed.
Oh.
I didn't mean to put that there. Bishare 3. Not everybody. Senia passes. If everybody is done messing with things, I'm digging this token out. My stuff is moving really
This
slow.
is gonna be terrifying, isn't it?
Oh, it's gonna be terrifying. The terrifyingest. The worst of folks. It was the best of folks. It was the worst of folks. It was a Rusalka. Yep. It's gonna be a little bigger than we think it is, probably. No one panic, it's medium. Oh, never mind. Its invisibility fades as it begins to sing forth. The Red Prince fails, Grom fails, Kato just barely fails, Minoru fails, Ionia fails, Senia passes.
Wait a
So-
minute. Like, that's without the trance, though.
No, you rolled a natural 20.
Oh, so
Yeah.
is that immediately pass?
That is an automatic success, yeah.
Okay.
Let's get these boys off the initiative. That's descend. No, be gone, you nerds. And if everybody could please do me a favor and roll for initiative.
Select your token.
Please select your boys. Do the thing. 1d20 plus 7. Oh my. I'm so fast. I'm not as fast as Arcturus, but I'm close.
I know I got +1 on that from de-aging.
3, 4. From the... He found the fountain of youth.
Senya burned all her dice mojo with that will save.
I did.
I mean, at least somebody passed.
Yeah. Hopefully that helps us in some manner.
We're gonna
Alrighty.
need Torts and Senya to snap us out of this.
I don't know what I can do as far as that's concerned.
Wait, does Grom need to roll as well?
Oh, no,
For
he
initiative?
goes on your count. All the pets go on y'all's counts, and if you are not Arcturus or Senia or the Arbiter, you are compelled to approach right there on your turn as per suggestion. But for now, Arcturus, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to do my wind-up turn. That's cast Channel Vigor on myself using haste, move action, study the target, swift action, activate Bane Weapon on my pistol, actually. And then I'm going to have Arbiter fly over here. Oh, no, other corner, buddy. Well, no, alright, that's fine. Tag me with the Wand of Vanish, and then he's going to continue to fly 35, 40, 45, 50. No, 50. There we go. And that's my turn.
Alrighty, Kato, if you would please approach.
So mechanically I'm required to just move.
Yeah.
Does it affect any of my other actions?
Let me double check suggestion. The suggestion must be worded in such a manner as to make the activity sound reasonable. Asking the creature to do something obvious, the arbiter automatically negates. Oh, lordy. If the suggested creature can do the thing... I think it's more like when you get there, you are staggered. No, it looks like it's just you are compelled to approach its position as per suggestion. You could still use an action to attack it, it seems.
Okay. It just happened to put itself right into range of my 30 feet movement, so love to see it. Boop. Do I have to try to make... So, as long as I'm one, it doesn't matter if I move here or I wouldn't have to, like, move.
No, just approach its
It's the
position,
same, right?
basically. Yeah.
It's basically the same because it's 5 feet away either way. Okay. All right, I'll move there. I haven't actually done. I've kind of just skipped over this with our combat because it's all free actions. But enter stance, enter second stance, fuse stances together. Blah,
But
blah.
how do you do that
all-
so fast? How
I know.
do you have the action?
Because it's a free action now. Anyway, cool. So that happens as I approach, and then I will. So I guess I can attack. So I will Vital Strike, or attempt to. Bam! Aw.
Bam. And indeed, it
It's flat-footed
slides.
though, right?
Not so good. Does do a miss.
Ah. Son of a.
And then it's on it. If you are all done.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Alrighty.
4 on that attack solely.
As per suggestion, let me see how long suggestion lasts for. hours per level. So Kato, now that you've done the thing, you're good. You are free of the condition. Oh, the Durgan. The Durgan goes on your count. I forgot he exists.
Oh, right. So what's his movement? He moves fast, right? 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. And he's also compulsed. I can't move him. I don't have control of the token.
Boo. I will set that up now.
If you want to move him 40.
Represents character. Oh, there's so many characters in this. Oh no, thou Red Prince. And that should do it.
Cool. All right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, so... can't reach. Do... Baby dragons don't have breath attack, do they?
He does.
He does.
If I forgot to put the breath weapon in, that's my B. It should be...
It's not there, so I wasn't sure if they'd get it until they were older.
I forgot. Oopsie-doo. Wormling breath weapon is, if this SRD would move... Should be, I think, just 2d10, the little guy. In a 30-foot cone. So from where he's standing, he would hit Kato, too, if you wanted to do it.
Is it Dex?
It's a reflex for half, yeah.
Reflex for half?
10
so
plus
I will...
half his hit dice, which is 13 plus his constitution.
Okay. Do I just roll a ranged attack for that?
I don't know, just a 30-foot cone.
Oh, and it just goes poof.
Yeah.
Okay.
So about
All right.
like... Eh.
Gotcha. So there's no hit roll for that?
Yeah, just reflex saves for half from you and him. Or you
All
and
right,
Rusalka, rather.
Yes, I will attempt to reflect. So yeah, I'll do that because I reflex for full dodge anyway because of that excellent ability. All right, Kato, out of the way.
And yeah, I'm sure that passes as I just make sure I don't have evasion or anything.
Kato runs up and swings and like misses the thing. The dragon comes up behind him and breathes, and Kato's like, "What the?" And he just dives. It's like, "Oh my god, watch where you're shooting there, buddy." Oh wow.
And she is able to dive in just as fast. Doesn't have evasion or anything though, so go ahead.
So half.
Give me 2d10 and we'll take half. Rusalkas are traditionally immune to fire, but in my game they'll just take a little less. So it definitely hurts it, but not as much as you thought it might.
Okay, I'm done.
Alrighty, now it's my turn. And I see singing, so for one round, everybody is compelled to go on their turn. Kato and the Red Prince are compelled to move closer next round. And I think we're gonna just... Oh, do we do a touch? Do we do a touch? I think we do a touch. Or it could be that. Oh, not yet. We'll be... Sure. We will full attack. Gonna try to reach out and touch Kato if Kato would like to do something about that.
Kato would like to try to do something about that. All right. Opportune parry.
37. Okay.
All right. I will attempt riposte.
Alrighty.
First one only, and precision's only 5, not 9, if that hits, because of this answering thing adds it to precision when it shouldn't.
Alrighty, you want an 80 or better. So you go in and you swing, and the blade comes down where you think she is, and then she kind of like blurs out for a little, and the blade seems to hit nothing.
Oh.
The rest of her attacks will go at the Durgan. 1. 28 to confirm against the dragon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
2.
Wow, How far can she reach? That's
This
crazy.
is with her hair that like
Oh.
snaps out and goes wrapping around as she reaches out to try to like grab your throat. 3. Does a 19 hit the dragon?
It does.
How about an 18?
It does.
Alrighty.
I know that life. Yeah,
Dragon.
keep them coming. It's hitting me.
Everything.
Wow.
Okay.
Should still be standing after that, right?
It has 3 hit points left.
Alrighty. And the hair is going to try to wrap around the poor little baby who, like, the noises are just kind of, like, confused at first as the thing that is singing seems neat. And what is that? And barking, as, like, whap, 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 whap. Okay. Over his CMD, 33.
Yeah. That'll do it.
And everybody watches as the little boy is doop 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 right next to him as he is grappled. Ionia.
Okay, so Minoru and I are compelled to move closer to her.
Yeah. Actually, as a 5-foot step, y'all can still see her, but she does like sink down 5 feet under the surface of the water. And you are compelled to basically just go here into those squares. As
like
close,
these two.
not in the water. You don't have to like go diving off to your death, but like there. Just approach the sound, which seems to still emanate. Or no, it's done now. You just have that lingering effect for a round.
Okay. So I guess first things first, we'll resolve the movement. I think I only moved 20. Give me 1 second.
Tommy, my bad.
What's up?
The last attack you made, the 18 missed.
Okay, well, sounds
So
good.
does that change anything?
You would drop because the last. Actually, I rolled the wrong damage. I rolled D8s.
And you need to meet AC to attack or exceed. His AC is 19.
Okay,
Just
cool.
so. And you had a 19 and an 18, so I don't know if one of those missed or both of them missed.
Oh well, the 19
forget
hits because you got to meet. But I realize I rolled D8s.
Okay, it's me.
So I'm just gonna re-roll the damage because it's D6s. So it's actually just 43 damage.
Oh, okay. Better.
And Ionia cast Dispel Magic to.
To the blur.
Okay, sounds good. Roll that caster level check.
It was, you forgot to put his natural armor on the sheet, so he was.
Whoopsie.
The sheet had him as AC 13, but he should be 19. So I thought, yeah, but it's fixed now.
Alrighty, sounds good. And indeed, the blur is dispelled.
And is she? You said she went like 5 feet underwater.
Mm-hmm.
So would Minoru be unable to attack her?
Minoru could attack. Underwater combat has some penalties for the people on the surface, but he could still attack.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just bite her.
Alrighty.
He's not hasted, so just the first two.
Okay, the first one, because he had to move, unfortunately.
Oh, right.
But it does hit with the blur gone, but unfortunately... Well, the bite does piercing as well, so that does mean you are able to get all the damage through, all 10 of it. Which then... You bite down on the creature, Minoru begins to, like, shake and probably pulls some, like, hair and a screech up. But doesn't seem to do it does, yeah, unfortunately no damage.
No.
Okay.
And
that is for us.
Alright, Sania.
Alright, so Sanya's gonna go into her trance. And she's gonna cast Spire Totem. And then she's going to shoot her bow.
So make sure you are. So you should move Grom up so that you're within 30 feet, so you can activate your Stag Helm so that you shoot against its flat-footed instead of normal AC. Because you can move Grom and still full round with your bow.
Does she have
Okay, so-
precise shot?
I do not think she does.
Is it a -4
Oh.
because it's engaged
Yes.
in melee?
Yeah, it'll be a -4. But still.
Still better than
Flat
running into it, yeah.
Yeah, running into the mud.
I mean, Grom does have to.
Oh,
right.
Grom has.
Grom
Grom has no
yeah.
choice. Right. Okay.
Sine could take a free action to dismount if she wants, if she can make the ride check, which I think she has enough ranks to not fail.
So luckily, I think Sanya, you're fine because the rules for mounted shooting is you fire at the halfway point of the move. So what does he move? He's 50, right?
Mhm.
What's Grom's movement?
Should be 50.
Mhm.
Which means it would be
Yeah,
there.
50.
So you'd move 25. So move 25 towards the. All right.
So that's
Now-
right there.
Now you get to fire with your bow. Use your helm twice. Use 2 of your helm charges and use a full attack with your bow at a -4 to hit.
Okay.
Yeah, put -4 in there. And okay. And add.
I didn't add something.
You didn't add the +1 for your totem, so that's a 15 and a 23 versus
Oh,
flat-footed.
Versus, I think that means the 23 might get there. Unfortunately, nope. The flat-footed you would connect. The arrow goes like darting through the water, and does piercing damage, which means, weep.
So then Grom can still has to move, but
20. He moves 25 more now.
I can dismount, right?
Yeah, that's a free action for you with a ride check.
You make a ride check.
Which I'm pretty sure, yeah, she can't fail. So then you would, in that square, you would remain, and Grom would end up at the first legal square, which is there, I think. Yeah.
And can is he able to attack, or?
If he has, yeah, he could attack with his. Well, he's a quadruped, so could only attack with his gore. Gore should have reach of 10.
Okay. So he's gonna do a gore.
And unfortunately, it's more of the same. Can't quite get through the skin of the creature. It's like stepping into mud. You stick, and you have to suction it out. And it goes back to Artoris.
Okay, I'm going to take 5-foot step here,
Okay.
which I believe puts me within 30. And then I'm going to quicken Divine Favor and cast that as a swift action. And then I'm going to fire my pistol, spending 4 grit points, to resolve all 4 against touch. And the first one is also from invisibility, so if she's relying on sight at all, then it's +2 and with sneak attack.
Sounds good. Pew, 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 pew. I'm sure my touch is... I got an alright touch. But it's not alright enough, as all of those connect. Boom, bam, bam, and... Is the sneak attack included in the first damage there?
Now I need to roll... So that's +6 on the first one, and then for the final 2, +5, and +10 for Bane.
Sounds good. I think a Bane weapon breaks CR, or DR, I'm pretty sure. Okay, fair. So then 34 plus 28 plus 25 plus 22 equals that, plus 21, Yahtzee. Okay, so that happened. flurry of gunfire. Do you have cluster shots yet?
No.
Okay, fair.
But I drew that weapon as a swift or a free action because of quick draw.
Sounds good. I'm like, is that? Did we get massive? Because you definitely run into massive really fast with this kind of build. It's just bam, 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 bam. Still standing. I imagine there's a little bit of like course correction rapidly from the scales as like you fire and the motion causes them to shift and they rapidly just jam back into place and the bullets just like in a circle pattern around. I guess the only thing above water at this point that you would be able to see is her hair. And somehow, like, the hair, when the bullet hits, the exit wound sprays out from hair like mud and blood, a strange mixture that kind of like sprays over top of this otherwise very idyllic lake. The sound of Griggs has gotten very quiet at this point. The sound of violin players dropping their bows and running. She's still standing, but she's not the best. Kato, top of the turn.
Arbiter, real quick. Arbiter is gonna come here, spend his standard action to reload my pistol, and then he's going to fly back.
What a kind lad.
I'm a nice guy.
Nice guy. Taxmaster, here you go. Boop boop. Okay, sounds good. So then, the top of Kato's turn, the Red Prince is indeed grappled.
So does he make a
If you could try to CMB out, yeah, that would be cool.
CMB out or escape artist, which is worse? So womp womp.
Womp womp
Can't-
indeed.
He only rolls natural 20s when he's pile driving Senya into the ground.
Only for the plot, nothing else.
So he's wrapped up in hair.
Yeah.
Can Kato do anything to help with this? So the Red Prince, I assume, failed his CM,
Yeah, 14.
CMB for the escape.
Mm,
Not gonna cut it.
not at all. Oh, could you roll a d4 really quickly?
Oh,
I'll let you do that because he's your boy. Alrighty, so 1 round is passed. In 2 more rounds, he can fire his breath weapon again.
okay. Cool. Is he able to? So when he's grappled, you can still make certain attacks, right?
Yeah, he should still be able. He will take a -2, I think, but will be able to still full attack with all his natural attacks.
All right, let's do that. Let me turn on the prompts for him so that I can add the -2s. There we go. All right, these rolls include the -2.
Okie dokie.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
So the first one's the bite, and then the 2 claws.
Oh, 26 does hit. I think, right? Yeah.
So he
So-
chomps down.
For unfortunately 0 damage because he can't quite get through the DR. Probably just gets a mouthful of mud and hair.
Oh,
Brock!
it's a DR 15, huh?
Big boy.
All right, and I wonder what kind of DR it is. So we've hit him with piercing. That didn't help. Have we hit him with slashing yet?
Minoru deals piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning with his bite.
Oh, he does all 3. And
Cold
it-
Iron would be the one you're looking for.
Got it.
He's got
That I
some
don't have.
fancy stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't have. Oh yeah, makes sense. All right, well then I guess I will just swing for the fences here. I think it's the best thing to do. If he's 15, all right. I can get past that DR with some good rolls. Right.
Okay. Indeed, the 11 will miss, but we got 24 minus a lot of DR.
And I'll spend a point of panache to double the precision to 10 on that one.
Okay. You slice in, like, this time probably as that, like, because the only thing above water right now is, like, her hair. And you just a bunch of it off, and blood starts to, like, pool up under the water, this weird, like, brackish, almost brown color. The sound of some kind of screaming echoes from under the water. She doesn't seem to be that great off at this point, especially like the way the blood is pooling.
And that's all I got for now.
Alrighty. Rusalka. Why, yes, I need to check my summon list really quickly. Why do you ask?
Uh-oh.
Just need to see how... Well, that doesn't tell me how big it is. Oh, that does. Okay. Would that be a worthy tactic right now? Yeah, I think so. So first things first, she's going to try to roll to maintain the grapple. She doesn't necessarily want to let this thing go. Assuming she does, that will probably influence the rest of her turn. Am I gonna just try to take it down, or am I gonna do a runaway? Well, we will see. Based on that CMB. There it is. I don't know why I couldn't find that. 33.
That'll get it.
Alrighty, so then she'll take her standard action then to move up to half her speed, and just like her hair is swinging around in the water and she moves down, pulling the Red Prince down. You all lose track of her as she kind of just fades into the water. The prince, the water is very pretty. There's lots of bucking all over the place. Like several strange creatures it doesn't understand what are like watching this happen, and there's kind of like big aquatic gasp as down we go. I'm gonna just put you on the GM layer for now. And Ionia, you're up.
So Prince is being
He's
affected
underwater
right now,
Oh,
and we can or cannot still see her.
Give me a perception check. At this point, you got to try to find her.
Can I have perception for Minoru as well?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so just need to double check the perception DC now for I am underwater. The water is definitely... never mind. You can still see her. She's 15 feet down in this square. I forget the waters of this lake are super clear. So right there, and then 15 feet down.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I can make it over to Kato, who I'm going to bless with... actually, I probably need to make a roll to know if Cold Iron is what I need, right?
No, Artoris would be able to tell you. Or, Xenia, rather. The folks who knowledge natured this thing already.
Okay, cool. Then, Kato, you now have Cold Iron on your weapon. And... Minoru is going to... Oh, I don't want to send him in there. Shit, I don't know what to do.
yeah, me neither.
I feel like he would, though. I feel like he'd go in after her. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. He'll swim down, and he's gonna try to grapple her.
Okay, can you make a swim check for me first off?
Oof, you hate to see it.
Unfortunately. Yeah, thank you, Ivan. You're a very helpful boy. That's kind of what happens. He goes into the water.
It wasn't Ivan.
Oh, well, fair. And just kind of can't quite get the movement down and drops to probably resolve about 15 feet down, but out of reach. Unfortunately, now that I'm not flat-footed, has a 21 over Minoru's flat-footed.
Uh, 21 just hits him.
And then the drop down would, because I have combat reflexes, it provokes a second one for even better. Alrighty. Do I probably don't try to grapple. Nah, I think not. So only 18 points of bludgeoning damage. As
Okay,
like
you can take that.
the hair doesn't really wrap around, but just like blap into the side of him. And the move action is then expanded. Anything else?
That's gonna be it.
Oh, Senia.
Yeah. I'm trying to strategize here. Jeez. We're in quite of a pickle right now. Can Grom attempt and dive in and swim and grapple?
He could dive in and attack, but since none of his attacks can grab, he lacks the appendages.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. He can bite.
I mean, he can bite.
Fair. Like, where are the hands? Then I'm like, well, Minoru doesn't have hands. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, it could work. If you want to give me a swim check. And that's good enough. Unfortunately, let's see here. You would need to get 5. I need to get my ruler. It's going to provoke some times. So that's 2. And boom, boom. So it'll provoke twice.
Okay.
25 and 32 against his flat-footed armor class for 18 points of damage all told.
So the 25 doesn't hit, but
Isn't
the
his
32
flat-footed?
does. Flat-foot is 27.
Oh, fair. I had this guy had way more dex. Okay, cool. So
He's all natural armor.
Then 11 damage it is.
Okay. Alright, so then his action, he would then just, what is that, combat maneuver?
Let's do it.
Double check. I've used 4 attacks of opportunity. Does he have improved the feat that lets him do this without provoking?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so then if you do this, it's going to provoke an attack of opportunity.
Let's do it.
All right. So then I'm glad you got to the roll before I did. So an 18 does miss, a 32 is a 20, and now the grapple becomes a strange triangle, and that becomes you will need to be here. But other than that, cool.
Okay.
Anything from Xenia? As the water begins to kick up and froth, as Grom probably like hit tip of the horns, very Jaws-esque, come up the top a little bit as he begins thrashing and trying to grab this thing.
Senya's gonna move over. Let's see. Move here.
To the edge. Yeah. To the edge.
Yeah. And that's all from Senya.
And then it goes to Arcturus.
Okay, Arbiter's going to fly over here and tag me with the wand of vanish. I'm going to go to the shoreline, I guess, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to. First of all, should I roll perception to see if I can see it?
I was gonna say yes, but then I realized how clear the waters of like Silver Step are, so you can see it just fine.
Okay. And then I will fire a single attack from the pistol at the creature. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I do that, I will quicken Wrath, targeting that creature.
Okay.
And then I will fire a single shot. Probably it's going to do my whole thing, but just the first one.
You don't have separate macros set up for.
Well, if you click on just the first attack bonus, like, oh, well, okay. I was going to be like, if you click where it says plus 10, it would roll just the one, but that's good. That's great. That's 95 piercing damage. That's if you want to flavor it. I had 6 hit points remaining, and you've done 95. You have reduced this creature from 6 hit points to much less.
That was before sneak attack, too.
Do you want to roll your sneak attack and your Bane?
Well, Bane's already factored in.
Okay.
Sneak attack, though? Can I break 100? I did. All right.
I was at 6. I've lost 100. I don't think I've seen anybody at the table do that much damage in a really, I think since BDG, if I'm honest with you, from a single attack. As you put the Rusalka to minus 94, I'm beginning to understand why 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons stops it at 0, because what even is the difference between minus its amount to kill it and minus 94? But please tell us.
I don't even know how to begin to flavor what the single bullet does to this creature. I guess I catch a rare glimpse
It was a headshot.
Right, like
boom,
and
headshot.
its head explodes. Like that's the only way I can imagine this.
They're
and it
everywhere.
just sort of like from when I'm trying to doubly imagine this happening underwater, where it just sort of like would just sort of dissipate into the water. A very unusual scene, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's probably just the Red Prince and Gromsy. It just like turn into mud and nothing as the bullet like throughs it, and it goes back to its native state. And I guess then the only thing that remains is if all the friends, I should say, in the water, if they could all please roll swim checks.
Real quick, before I do a swim check for Minoru, can I pull Artoris out of the way and I'll enlarge Minoru using one of my occultist things to give him a little bit extra on that swim?
Yeah, as long as that ability doesn't require you to have to touch him, which I don't think. If it's enlarged person, it doesn't. So
Your enlarged person is touch.
Yeah, my enlarged person is touch, actually, I think.
Oh, you got a dire collar.
Isn't that touch too?
That should be just a standard action from you, I think. Because Minoru is wearing it. Minoru is using the ability.
Oh, okay. I always thought I had to touch him for that. Okay, yeah.
I may have miscalled it in the past, but... Well, swim checks from the doggo and the Durgan.
Can I use...
We're really D&D-ing, if you will.
Can I use my hero point for the +8 on the...
Let me get that second Rusalka real quick, but...
So...
Fucking!
So 23?
Super good. Leaving only Minoru.
She's getting her modifiers right. There it is.
Bork. Okay, and that's the combat.
So as Prince hits the surface, Kato will reach out and help pull him out of the water and be like, "Oh my god.
He is
Oh my god, I thought I lost you."
objectively very scared. The God, what is the best mentality, best phrasing for this? He probably doesn't. He's a couple days old. He's never experienced this much pain and fear, and then it happens to him so fast, and he pops out, bah! And then just kind of probably like collapses into your chest with his little arms onto your shoulders and just kind of holds on. He's really warm, but just like shake as if he were like under a chill. So scared the poor thing is. Minoru probably can shake it off a little faster. This is a day in the life for him at this point.
Yeah.
Literally.
The dragon doesn't have a whole lot of hit points left either. He's pretty beat up.
Literally like a cat dragged out of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing was frightfully powerful.
And now it is only a bit of mud at the bottom of Lake Silverstep. And what do from here, team?
Taurus kind of turns away, and he's just sort of looking at the pistol, not really paying attention to the group.
turn toward Artoris and say, "See, a siren."
I don't even acknowledge it.
Mhm.
How's little Prince?
He's not looking so hot.
Fix him up a bit.
A couple boops of the wand.
Yeah, how many you want?
Roll them one at a more. One more. And let's do one more. Final one. Oh, jeez. It keeps going down.
Diminishing returns and all.
So that's 8 total. That'll put him up to 24, which I think is like it's enough that a stray something shouldn't take him out.
Makes sense. Oh well, team, that still leaves you the cross into the mud. It will probably be a little safer, given that there's not a Rusalka there anymore, but...
Find out there's a whole family of them.
Yeah, not that we know of. Who knows how many there are?
This is fair.
Coven. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, we need to start making our way back, I think. So,
Wait. No,
like along our route,
we should go across.
should go across the.
I mean, we have to explore these areas, because what if we're wrong and it's like that is like exactly where we need to be?
But we've already. I mean,
My
the
understanding-
quicksand is still there.
My understanding of quicksand is as long as you don't stop moving and you move quickly, you're fine. You can actually just walk right across the top of it. You just have to be quick, like those lizards that run across the water.
I want a sense motive of that.
I was going to say, can one of our players like knowledge nature that or something? I just
In Pathfinder, quicksand functions. Let's see if I can grab it real quick.
I don't know how it functions in Pathfinder, but IRL, if you're quick enough, you can just...
Let's see here. A character approaching a patch of quicksand at normal pace is entitled to a DC 8 survival check to notice the thing. Characters in quicksand must make a DC 10 swim check every round to simply tread water in place, or a DC 15 swim check to move 5 feet in whatever direction desired. If a trapped creature fails this check by 5 or more, they sink and begin to drown.
Okay, never mind. I don't want to go that way.
So repeating swim checks constantly every 5 feet. Yeah. That's insane and awful and not feasible to travel by foot at all.
Well, let's have like Parlavash scouted out sometime then.
Yeah. Or someday when we can just levitate ourselves. I get some boots of levitation for everybody and just,
So in like 2 years, we'll come
Yeah.
back here and find out. All right.
Something like
Find
that.
out what's over here in a couple of years.
Man, can you imagine how many times Mordecai is going to be able to attack you? Because you won't go into the mud to get his phylactery, where he's hidden it, because he's now realized what beats you. A little bit of mud.
Oh,
Nature in general beats us.
The mud of Gotham plus
Mud,
one.
bushes, water.
Don't die to a bush.
Doing my best. Okay. But we can go around the lake the other way, since we've already kind of committed to that with the...
And then
Yeah.
meet up with Julost before 6 p.m. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we have to press onward. We have no...
I mean, the only other
Spawn.
alternative is to go immediately back to town and deal with this Tiger Lord Restov situation. But we have to, while we're out here, we have to at least do our due diligence, right? Like,
we have to
otherwise we're just
explore.
putting it off even longer.
Yeah.
There'll always be something else that demands our attention.
Yeah, kinda. Okay. So then the
All right.
plan then becomes we want to skirt the mud, go bang, boom, boom, and then cut over.
Yes.
Sounds good.
With this tile being the first unexplored tile. that we reach.
Indeed. So, blah, 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 blah. Perception checks from everybody, please.
Hey, a phylactery.
Wow.
The Red Prince is very perceptive.
He is
That's
good...
a 20 for me.
Alrighty. So as y'all get over here, and Lake Silverstep remains beautiful, and from time to time, various little fey creatures will like poke out and look at you, and maybe think about greasing you, and then realize you would just nuke them, and then they decide to not at all. We've come so far.
We need to do something with that lake.
Crossing over the rivers arbitrarily easy at this point. The prince might think about balking a little, but mostly just bop, 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 get you across. When you get there, this is where the little Selen River kind of narrows as it begins to pass through this. As it does so, it flows around this like oblong-shaped island, which is thick with vegetation. It doesn't seem to be any like... It's only like maybe 15 feet wide, maybe like a little less than 100 feet long or so. But it is like the river drops here. And to get to that little patch of strangely beautiful vegetation, you would need to fly over there or climb up the side of what looks to be about a 40-foot high gully. Easier to climb than the mountains into the Elven Tower, but still would require either flying over or some effort.
So it's 40 feet?
Yeah. Would be how far you fell into the water, basically.
So I could just like travel domain onto it.
That you could do. Is that what y'all want to do, or should we continue on?
Oh, let's check it out.
I can fly me Minoru up. Or I mean, it's 40 feet up. Minoru might be able to climb actually.
It's not like a cliff wall either, right? It's like...
No, it's much easier to scale. Just erosion.
Yeah, all right. I mean, unless someone wants to go up first and then see if it's worth looking at all.
Well,
You would make the most sense for that.
it would
with
make
your
the sense for that,
problem.
yeah.
Well, it'll use my entire daily charges, but I suppose I could.
Don't worry, you're not going to need it for anything else.
No, of course not. I'm not gonna get up there and be.
Well, maybe I should use one of my flies again or something if you're worried about it. Or I mean, I could probably do some like knowledge checks to find the best way up around the erosion and then just climb up.
It's just
Just go up there, Taurus, come on.
I already almost lost Arbiter today. Okay.
Why don't you
We've
send
all-
Arbiter up?
We've all almost lost someone today.
Come on, you just met him.
Ah,
And we already like you so much.
Bacon.
Bacon! You should totally call him Bacon.
Why don't you have him fly you up there?
Because you're the one who can just blink there in like an instant. And he's wounded.
You hear this crap? I already put Arbiter at risk once this session. All right. Someone else put their neck on the line.
All right, while they're arguing, Senya's gonna take out her climber's gear and see if she can climb this hill.
Okay, sounds good. Make a climb check.
I will assist in the way that I aforementioned, kind of using my knowledge of geography, nature, whatever, to point out areas that might not be the best to climb.
Okay, make it so.
What kind of check would you like for that?
Nature would be good. Geography would be good, and it's good enough. With your help, Senia is able to beat the DC 15 climb check and make her way over.
So
Okay, Senia, give me a perception check. And then I need to do a thing. Do-do-do-do.
And yes, I am judging your cowardice, Artars.
Good.
I'm judging yours.
I'm
It's
not the one
okay,
who-
the ladies got this.
I'm not the one who has the ability to. If I could blink up there with a snap of my fingers, I'd have already done it.
You men sit back and relax while us women do the work.
Well, you wanted a sentient blade. Just get yourself killed and come back as a blade-bound Kensai. You'll be fine. It's
Thank
Kato's brother, Jato, who's smart and not pretty. And there it is.
Jato.
Jato, and then we kill him. And
No, it's Kato with a K.
God
Oh,
damn it.
you.
Okay. So, Senia, you make your way up. You start looking around. It's verdant AF up here. Big, thick patches of reeds, nettles. They're very popular in this part of the world. There's a wonder that guy was called that. As well as several pretty sizable blackberry bushes, actually. Then you continue, like, looking around. Did you play New Vegas?
Yeah.
So you remember that vault with the plant dudes? Like, that seems like bad foreshadowing, but imagine there stands the grass quest line. Like, it's kind of just, you wouldn't say sparse, it's not the desert, but like the hillsides are what they are, a little bit of grass, and then you turn the corner and here's just this verdant, overgrown vegetation. And as you go looking around, you notice you step a foot forward, and that's where there's a snap. And you look down and you realize you stepped on somebody's ribs. The body has been sitting for a while, and it appears to have been just stripped clean. You then... give me a knowledge nature check real quick. The body is a little beat up. It doesn't make a lot of sense at first. You trace the ribs down to a spine, which seems to run into a second equine spine. And, oh, well, did somebody get a horse up? You know, that doesn't make any sense. In fact, you're looking at the corpse of a centaur. Don't know how hard to hit the nail on the head on that one. It's a person on the top and the horse on the bottom. And there's probably about a dozen of them that have been just, like, stripped clean. You notice, like, as you're looking around, you don't find a lot of their gear until you do notice just like a really elegant scabbard made out of, looks like dark wood with some kind of, like, perhaps a gold filigree. It's hard to say. In which seems to sit a pretty nice looking blade sitting inside what you, like, for a split second, the splittest of seconds, you take a look at this thing and you don't really think anything of it. And then that's when your eyes catch the movement as, yeah, we'll let that ride. We'll let that 30 ride. The, in fact, enormous, as big as some of the houses in Concordia, gigantic fly trap rises up. This bastard sort of stuck, like, between the prongs on the end of it, as well as it seems to be some other stuff as well.
So
It's hungry. And you've walked into what seems to be, I know I said that, you ever play New Vegas? And then I realized how hard I hit the nail on the head. So I'm like, don't think about that too much, but actually I think about it a lot, because that's what it is. And it's a little early. So I guess I will say with a 30, you should be able to get party 4 questions about the capabilities of a giant fly trap before we sign, seal, deliver for the day.
So what are its weaknesses?
Oh man, there's so many Fallout things in the chat that I didn't know we were talking about, and here we are. Weaknesses seems to be none, other than, like, it can die to conventional means, but
Might I suggest a question?
milady, might I suggest a question?
What is its longest range ability? That would be my question, just out of idle curiosity.
Yeah. How far can
Okay.
it?
Now you're thinking too much. No, it doesn't have anything like that. It's
Just a big
got a
fly trap.
reach of 15 feet, but it doesn't have the ability to, like, spew anything at you.
Oh, okay.
Like a mimicry or mimicry.
None of that either. Just you didn't notice it at first because it was just hiding in the underbrush where it has a pretty big racial bonus. And literally, I rolled a 25 on stealth, so...
Oh, wow.
It's a giant fly trap.
Yeah.
No
and
big.
You got this, right, Senya?
2 more questions about it before we call it. Anything else you want to know?
So range of 15 feet has no discernible weaknesses.
I always like, how much HP does it have? That's
I
my
don't-
favorite question. If we're out of them, that's my suggestion.
Or resistances are good.
Does it have any resistances?
So it's a plant. It's got like just enough sentience to get up and move and know like, here is food. I would like to eat that, but not much else. That said, it would be pretty hard to put this thing to sleep. It would be pretty hard to charm this thing. It would be anything that affects the mind, because it doesn't really have much of one, as well as things that would change its type, like a polymorph, poison because it lacks a bloodstream, paralysis because it lacks mostly muscles, and acid as well doesn't super damage this thing. You would think, looking at it, or continuing to reference Fallout, that it might be able to spit acid stuff. And in fact, just to quickly do it, check, make sure my bite doesn't do... There's nothing acidic about it. It's just the nature of, like, it doesn't have a bloodstream, therefore it is hurt a little less. That kind of thing.
Okay, and I guess I have one more question, right?
CR rating.
DR.
CR rating.
DR, anything like that.
Does it have any
KRLR.
does it have any special attacks?
Oh, yes, indeed.
No one ever wants to know HP. I don't get it.
If a giant flytrap begins its turn and it can grab you when it bites, this is indeed how it hunts. With a opponent at least 2 size categories smaller than itself, that's you, grappled in one of its mouths. Why does it say one of? How many mouths do you have?
Oh
4?
shit!
It's got 4. I didn't see that. Dang. Why do you
Dang
have 4 mouths? That doesn't make... Oh, okay, so it's several stalks. 4 mouths that come up into 4 big bitey boys. It's a hydra. It can close its jaws completely around the foe by making a new combat maneuver check as though to pin. If it succeeds, it engulfs the prey and inflicts 1d8 plus 7 points of damage and 2d6 acid. There's the acid damage. As much like an actual flytrap, that cavity floods with digestive enzymes. The seal formed is airtight, so an engulfed creature risks suffocation. Engulf is a special form of pinning, and you can escape in the same way as being pinned, but since you are contained wholly inside the plant's jaws, you cannot be targeted by effects or attacks that require line of sight or line of effect. A giant flytrap that is grappling or pinning a foe cannot attack targets with that bite, but is not otherwise hindered. So it has 4 big yummy mouths, and all of them want a piece of the last of the black stags. But for now, that's what we're going to call it. Next time,
Run, Senya, run!
we'll do the
Guys,
fight.
come help quickly!
Next time we'll do that fight. Next time we'll kill that thing. Next time maybe we'll get a shiny sword. Next time, you notice inside the giant flytrap, what you're sure must be the Lich's phylactery and could be nothing
Yeah.
else. Right? It's gotta
That's
exist.
where I keep my phylactery.
Inside, keep it in the middle of the mud. Man, he has the ability to do that too. I'll
Don't.
see everyone next time. Remember, support on Patreon could let you get hurt by me as much as I'm hurting these fine men and women. And that's good. Say bye, guys.
Guys.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
All right, Senate, do you want to throw a bye in exo facto, or can I end this thing?
What now?
Got it.